Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, my peoples? Um, Salute to everybody that's in the chat. I'm gonna come through there in a sec. We got a good one tonight. Usually we do the best of things. This weekend we gonna do the worst of things. This was actually kind of inspired by two people. One of my old heads at work, we was talking about comics, and he was like, "Do you remember the Fantastic Four '94 movie?" He's like, "Nah, you're a little young. You might not remember that." I said, "There was a 1994 movie." I said, "Seriously?" And I text Drew, and Drew said, "Oh yeah, 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 I remember that one. You never seen that?" And so those two dudes, my man Aubrey at work and Drew, they inspired this live in my head today. And shout out to my co-host Mac. I hit Mac up when me and him was playing PS5 when I came from the gym. And Mac, I had told him what me and Derek Gaines had planned on doing. And sure enough, Mac wanted to be a part of this. And actually, Mac actually brought up some movies that I forgot. So I gotta give my bro his credit because I was like, I had like these movies in line. There was only one that he picked that was going to be on my list, but I took it off because it's on his list. So none of us got the same picks, and we are very happy that everybody's coming through, and we're gonna get everybody's opinion on this. Let me jump in this chat real quick. Um, Harmonize 7-8, salute. Nisi, Nisi from Connecticut. Salute. Uh, one of the hitters, Who Man, he said worst comic book movies, Superman Returns. Superman Returns was not a bad movie. That was not bad. Catwoman, okay. Legion, Fantastic Four, uh Batman and Robin. Okay. Eric Jordan in the building. Uh, yes, sir. Salute to everybody. All right, I'm about to bring my brothers up. Derek Gaines and my bro. Stay ready, man. What's going on, man?
Went down. Hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Hey,
hey, he
where's
wasn't
my
even.
handsome face? It's not up there.
You gotta put your camera on. Hey, he wasn't wrong about Superman. He just picked the wrong Superman. You should have picked the Fortress of Solitude. That was the trash Superman. That shit was garbage.
I didn't think he was wrong about Superman either. I just thought, like
And you could have left Love and I mean the movie on your list. We could have had one the same. It ain't bad.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let the people know what's going down with you, Mac and Derek Gaines. Let them know where they could find y'all at.
Stay ready, Mac, right here on YouTube, man. Google me.
Well, I don't have a channel yet, but you can find me in Theo Coop's chat. You can find me in that dude named Dave and Drew Titan chat, Mona D, all the other podcasters that I follow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, Shoot, man. Let's get into these lists. Get into these
All
lists.
right.
Derek Gaines, I'm gonna come to you first, man.
You are. Oh, I get first.
Yes, sir. You get first
Uh,
dibs.
all right. Give me the Hulk 2003.
All right.
I'm gonna go in order here.
Okay. Here we go. Go ahead, Derek Gaines. Explain to us why you thought this was one of the worst comic book movies.
This is back in the time where Marvel was trying to make family friendly superhero movies. In this movie, they made it too much like the comics with panel cut scenes, um, and they tried to be humorous with it, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Um, this movie made this movie made $245 million. I couldn't believe it, and it was one of the top grossing movies at the time. It came in um, 9 out of 10 movies that included Finding Nemo that year. But it was just bad. It was too. Remember, I talked to you like the bubblegum shoe movies. I don't like when it comes to superhero. They gave nobody for the Hawk to fight except for some Gamma dogs, and I don't mean School Days. Shout out to Spike Lee, but it Gamma irradiated puppies. Then he fight some kind of blob monster at the end who happened to be his father. The whole movie was not good to me. They should have set up the Hulk to fight somebody that can hit him back, that can pound him back. Some of the CGI, I had to go look and see, if the CGI is rough, the level of technology. But that I think that year, uh, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King came out. So I know that they had the ability to make the Hulk better, but they just didn't. The storyline was seemed like it came straight out the comic book. There was no character development. Bruce Banner was already irradiated as a child, and he just so happened to get radiated again with a lab accident that actually turned him into Incredible Hulk. And I'm like, wait, is he Incredible Hulk as a child, as a baby, or did he just get an extra boost? The storyline wasn't fluid. To me, there was no continuity. It was just a waste of movie. Lou Ferrigno was in here. Shout out to the original Hulk. Shout out to Stan Lee, who was in the movie. Other than that, it's not even worth seeing the movie. I give it 1 out of 5 in my rewatch. I judge a movie how many times I
Hey,
rewatch it, and 1 out of 5. This is a movie that you put on when you clean in the house.
facts.
It
I
was
got those
horrible.
type of
Hey,
movies and
I
shit.
agree with you. That's one of the movies I pick when I know I'm going to go to sleep. I
Yeah, yeah.
100%
See,
agree with you. That is one of them movies.
it is horrible. I mean, it's horrible, man. I'm like, you know, give the Hawk somebody to fight. It is horrible. It is horrible.
You
But
ain't like when he
if you
fought his
wanna,
dad at the end. You ain't like when he fought his dad at the end. He became some like sort of.
no, 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 because his dad didn't show up until like he got irradiated again. Then he got mad and then he turned into the Hawk. So the dad was played by Christopherson, who played Whisperer in Blade movies.
Yes.
So I wasn't feeling this movie. I wasn't. As the Incredible Hulk or as Hulk, it should be it should be good. It should be good, but to me it wasn't. But again, it finished in 10th on how much the movie's made. I couldn't believe it.
I didn't know that either. Um, Mac, I want to ask your opinion about this movie too. We're gonna ask about each other's picks,
All
uh,
right.
and I'm gonna come to your pick next.
I'm
And
not gonna lie.
yeah,
Uh,
what was up with this one?
so this one, I agree. This was the worst Hulk movie. Um, but it didn't make my list because there's so many movies worse than that. Um, the reason you said at the time when Marvel was making their movies around that time, all of the movies they was coming out with had the little comic book. You know what I'm saying? The Spider-Man movies, all of them was kind of
Mm-hmm.
similar at that time. The only one that was different was one that was worse than that, and that was the X-Men movie.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy part about it, I think the X-Men movies are worse, but they didn't make my list. I think all of them was worse than that one. All of them. Every single one of them. And then none of them make my list. So that lets you know how. And I'm the reason I'm so critical because I'm a Marvel fan as far as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
comic books
Mac.
go.
Yeah,
So it's a
Mac.
little
Mac.
different for me. And the way they do some of these movies piss me off. But then it's not just that; it's the actors that they pick to pick certain roles. When we get to my number five, you'll understand. But I do agree with you that this was a bad movie. It was a terrible movie, but it just I got a few that's kind of to me is worse. To me is worse. I know it's gonna be some people in here that it's one on my list. I know it's some people that's gonna disagree with me. This ain't about them. This ain't about them. But I do agree with you on the whole. They could have did better with that movie. Um, he could have fought so many people.
Mm-hmm.
They could have brought in Red Hulk. They could have brought in. They did Abomination, but that was in two. It's like it's so many villains that he could have fought, and you pick his father to be the main villain at the end, and it's like, eh.
Um, I agree with Derek Gaines and Stay Ready. I think there's a lot of avenues they could have explored. Shoot, if you was gonna make them fight somebody ultra big and stuff like that that could compete with them, what was his name, Mac? The old OG he used to fight, Fin Fang Foom. What?
Yeah, thing. No, you can't. No, it was too early for them to even introduce Fing Fang Foom in any of that. And Fing Fang Foom was a bad motherfucker. So I'd have been mad as fuck if they'd have tried to use Fing Fang Foom back then for CGI. Would have been, man, say that's a big ass dragon that you
Yeah,
trying to think.
word.
Nah, hell, I'd have been mad as
I
fuck.
just like his name, and every time I would read the comics and see him in some of the old Hulk comics,
But see,
uh,
he was in everybody's comic. Iron Man and fought him. Guardians of the Galaxy and fought Fing
yeah,
Fang Foom. Fing
true.
Fang Foom is actually probably one of the most underrated supervillains. But we'll talk
Facts.
about that another day.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I only
Well,
remember him from Iron Man comics. I didn't know that he fought the Hulk. They
yeah,
could have
he
had
fought
the
the Hulk.
Hulk
Yeah,
fight. They could have had the Hulk fight Wendigo.
Yeah.
that too. That would have
Oh,
been
you know
dope
what?
too. That's a good pick.
Uh,
That's a good pick. I gotta give
Yeah,
it to
they
you. That was a good
yeah,
pick.
because the first Hulk book that I read was a reprint of I think it was Wolverine or was it Incredible Hulk where he fought Wolverine and Wendigo.
he fought Wolverine in issue 83.
Okay.
Yo, Mac
No, it
know.
was
Let
issue
me tell
90.
you, Derek
It was issue
Gaines.
36. I'm sorry, it was issue
Mac
36.
know his comics. Mac's like me. You
But
know
I
his
do
stuff.
they could have used Wolverine. They could have used Wolverine. That would have
Uh,
made it better.
I
uh,
don't
see,
think it. I don't think you would have used Wolverine with the level of the CGI they used in this movie. You know, I think they would have messed him up to the point where they wouldn't even have him today.
I was real young, so let me ask y'all: was CGI just getting good around this time, or
So the Matrix is actually kind of what helped them with CGI. And
okay?
at that
Hmm.
time, remember how bad the Matrix Returns CGI looked, how cartoonish it looked. So that's
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
you around that same era.
Okay, okay. So that was Derek Gaines' first pick with Hulk 2003, starring Eric Bena. And we all remember Eric Bena and Troy and yeah,
The two Corys.
Yes, things like that. So we gonna go to Mac's pick. Mac, what you want me to pull up, brother?
Shit, Ghost Rider.
Oh man. And Mac, you gotta understand this resonate with Mac a different way because this is one of his favorite.
That is my
Whenever I
favorite
talk
comic.
to Mac on the phone about comics, you better believe Ghost Rider's coming up.
Well, which Ghost Rider?
I put the first one
I
at
put the first one on there, but to be honest with you, both of them was bad. But the first one just, I'm gonna tell you why I picked the first one. Let's start off here.
All
Number
right.
one, y'all had Johnny Cage playing Ghost Rider. Man, Johnny Cage used to be one of my favorite actors until he did National Treasure, and it seemed like every movie after National Treasure, he was the same motherfucker. Like literally, Bangkok, Bangkok, he was National Treasure. Like, God damn, change up the way you act. You was a good badass actor when you did Raising Arizona. Like back in the day, I used to like Johnny Nicolas Cage. Now it's
Nicholas
like
Cage.
he the same motherfucker. So and I'm like, damn, come on, well y'all could have picked anybody different, anybody, but y'all picked this motherfucker. And I didn't like the acting in the movie. Y'all had him. Uh, y'all had Carter Slade in the movie. Why? Carter Slade never helped Johnny Blaze when Johnny Blaze became the Ghost Rider. Like y'all fucked the storyline of Ghost Rider up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got the villain right, but y'all fucked it up.
Yeah, they did pick the
And
right
it's
villain.
like,
What was that? Blackheart?
yeah, that was Blackheart.
Salute,
That was
humble. Salute to my
that
bro,
was
humble.
Blackheart, Lillian, and Mephisto is Ghost Rider's biggest
Yeah,
villain. So
Mephisto. Yes.
they picked the right ones. Lucifer gave Ghost Rider his powers, but Mephisto and Lucifer is one of the villains too. But Mephisto was his biggest villain. He actually beat Mephisto and took over hell, but that's another story. But it's like they messed the whole storyline up, and it just didn't sit right with me. The movie just didn't sit right with me personally. And I'm like, y'all could have did it way better. And it just that's 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 my reasoning for picking Ghost Rider as number 5.
Um, anything you want to add to that, Derek Gaines?
Yeah, I agree with him, man. Nicolas Cage. It's I just don't see him as a superhero type, as an action, type of dude. The storyline was all over the place. I don't remember in the comics Ghost Rider had a love interest. I think that's just something that they threw in there because I used to read the Ghost Rider and I had the last couple issues where Johnny Blades quit being the Ghost Rider and somebody else. I wish I still had them issues. Um, they could have gave him somebody to fight that could fight him, or just make the fight scenes better. The fight scenes were quick, over with, done with, and most of the movie is you see Ghost Rider on the motorcycle. It just it didn't sit well with me. I only watched it a few times. It was just one of those movies that I put on when I just wanted something on. Yeah, I give this a 1 out of 5 in my rewatch value.
What you get, Matt? That's a good statement right there, Mac. Before
You
I
know
go
what?
to mine,
I like your voting. I give it a 1 out of
yeah, I was
5.
gonna ask you, what do you give it for, as
I'm
far as your
I'm
rewatch
using
value?
that as I'm using that as a voting scale. Yeah, that's actually I agree. 1 out of 5.
Damn, 1 out of 5. Now.
One mic if this was the source.
Yeah, one might like when you have watched all the other superhero movies, like yeah, let me watch this.
This is I agree with both my brothers. I think the rewatch value, I will give it a 1 because I never went back and rewatched it really. Maybe
Hmm.
once or twice.
I
But
done
this
watched it a
ain't one
few
of those
times.
superhero movies that I actually went back and went out of my way to rewatch. So I definitely gotta agree. I think they could have put better villains in it. I wasn't mad at Blackheart because Blackheart was a dude that used to pop up a lot,
Mhm.
but I agree with Matt. If you was only gonna do two movies, then let me get Mephisto.
Man,
Yeah, let me get Mephisto. Let's
they
just
could
cut
have put
to the chase.
Lillian on that motherfucker, because
That
Lillian was
You
a
that
see,
bad
too.
motherfucker.
if they would have gave him Mephisto, then it Mephisto was like at that time the Thanos of now. Back then, I mean, he had. If you go through the comments and follow Ghost Rider's storyline, he had a lot of underlings. He had, I think, Despair was under Mephisto.
It
So
was.
it could have been uh, a whole lot of better movie, but the fight scenes with the others was just so quick. It's just like, yo, why didn't you put it in the movie? And it just it's a waste. It's a waste of story. It's a waste of character. They Marvel back then, I think, was experimenting to see what was going to work and what wasn't. You
I
know,
think. I think they were just trying to put stuff out at the time, because
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
when they
yeah.
started
I
coming
feel
out,
like
they
it
was
was
hot.
like rappers just putting out mixtapes.
yeah,
And it was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I think they were trying to buy back some of their characters that they sold.
yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, Mac. Didn't you tell me around that time period wasn't Marvel bankrupt or filed for bankruptcy around that time?
Not that time. They
Oh,
did
it was a
file for
little
bankruptcy.
earlier. It was earlier
Yeah,
then. Okay.
that's why they hit. So they originally sold. Sony had the rights, and
Hmm.
then they got in bed with Fox to do X-Men,
Hmm.
and then Disney got into it, and that's when you start getting the Iron Man and all of those characters.
Okay.
So they kind of split everything up,
Okay.
and and uh, Sony still owned Spider-Man and Venom.
Yeah, they do.
When Disney bought Fox, they got all of that.
Yeah,
But
that's
in
right.
in order for Sony, so Sony owned the right to Spider-Man, but
And
Disney
Wolverine too,
owned
right?
no
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Fox got Wolverine.
Fox, yeah.
Okay.
So and Disney owns Marvel.
Yeah,
So in
I
the
know that.
middle, so in order to keep the peace, that's how they kind of working together right now. So
Okay. Okay.
and some of the
Yeah, but
villains that they want to use in the multiverse, like, or Sony has to abide by them, so they can make money too.
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So
Sony, from what I understand, Sony has to put out movies to keep the rights of Spider-Man and other characters like that. They have the rights to Incredible Hulk. That's probably why we never seen a Hulk movie
mm,
in a while.
yeah, yeah. The last one was what 2007, 2008.
Yeah,
Ed
yeah,
Norton. I'm talking about a
yeah.
single one.
Yeah, the Ed Norton Hulk was
Ed Norton did a good
it,
job.
it was pretty good.
Ed Norton
Yeah,
did
it was pretty
a
good.
hell of a job. I heard he just didn't get along with like the
Yeah,
production people. I heard
that's
he
what I
didn't.
heard. I heard Disney said no.
Wow.
And it's a bad thing to get on the bad side of the mouse.
Mm.
Damn sure is.
Shoot. Let me go to mine. Let me go to mine.
Okay,
Um,
cool man. Thanks. No, I think
sure.
Spider-Man. I think Sony owns the right to Spider-Man 2, man.
So Sony, yeah,
That's
Sony
why
owns them.
yeah.
They do.
Yeah, he says Spider-Man and Venom. They got rights to that.
Yes, sir.
My first pick was Daredevil. I think this is 2003.
Wow.
Um, I thought all of it wasn't bad, but most of it was bad. Um, I thought that with Daredevil, they should have dug a little bit deeper into the origin. I feel like everything was kind of rushed. Having Bullseye, having Elektra, and having the Kingpin in it. Being that you had so many standout characters, that's probably why they rushed through it real quick. It's not that they didn't do the storyline too good. I just felt like a lot of it was rushed. And even if you had to make it a little bit longer, I feel like they should have did that, especially for us Daredevil. Um, I believe this was Ben Affleck, or like we like to call him now, Batfleck. This was his this is his first attempt at being a superhero. And we all know how Matt Murdock give it up. He's all about serving justice and stuff like that. I thought they did a good job with that element. I said I could tell that it was rushed because they had stuff going on. There was too much going on at one time. So they couldn't cover all the bases accurate like they could have if they would have slowed
Right.
it down. So me, as far as watch value, I give it a 2.5. And this is another one of those movies I will watch while cleaning the house. And I'm talking about every part of the house, the living room. I may go into the bathroom, my bedroom.
You know what's crazy?
Go ahead.
I completely forgot about Daredevil and Elektra. Because thinking about Daredevil, you made me remember Elektra. I forgot all about him. I give that should have been on my list. I give it a 1. I haven't watched it since it came out.
Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all two hold it down. Matt, go ahead, and
Bro,
then
I'm gonna tell
Derek
you one of
Gates,
the
go
I'm gonna
ahead,
tell
hold
you
it
one of the
down. I'll
reasons
be back.
why. Kingpin is one of my favorite comic book villains, bro. And nothing against Michael Clark Douglas, rest in peace. But dog, you can't play Kingpin. You just can't. That's not the Kingpin I know. Why did y'all get Michael Clark Douglas to play Kingpin? I don't know. He is not Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk was a fat ass Italian
Yes, he
that
was.
trained his body to be so strong, and he knew how to fight. He was a street game. Like that's something I wish Marvel would do something like that. If y'all just did a go back on the villain, do a origin story for some of these villain movies, man, that'll be dope as fuck. Y'all did one for Morbius, so I know y'all can do it.
Yeah, Morpheus was horrible. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't even watched it to even rank it.
man, I couldn't get through it. Yeah, you said this movie came out in 2003 that it felt like it was rushed. Um, the list of movies that came out was in 2003. Let me see. I had it.
Hulk.
You had Finding Nemo. You had Pirates of the Caribbean. Matrix Reloaded, Lord of the Rings. So this movie went up against, like you say, they rushed it out. Um, I didn't believe Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I didn't think he did a good job. I think
Bat,
casting a Michael Clark Duncan, huh?
I said Batfleck. That
No.
Batfleck. Oh no, back then it was Benifer. Remember, wasn't he on again, off again with J Lo back
yes,
then?
yes. Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe he was when I was a kid. You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
yeah, they called him Benifer. They changed his name to Benifer. And Michael Clark Duncan. I don't know. I think that was a stereotype role because he's a black man. He's big. He's a leader of a gang. Let's just throw him out there. I think it should have been a white guy. Yeah, I don't know who could have done it then, but I'm sure they could have found somebody. Maybe the guy who played Paulie in Goodfellas. I don't know. I don't know. Um,
I liked it for Foley sister.
I like Paulie too, man. But hey. But and then
They
this
stay
this
on that
movie thi- this movie was set up for Elektra. I think they was banking on Elektra to carry it over. I forget her name, but she was on a TV show
Jennifer
called Jennifer Gardner. She was on a TV show called Alias, and from what I understand now, them two are married. I don't know. It's
Nah,
Hollywood.
they got a kid together. They got a daughter
Oh, they
together.
got a kid
Yeah,
together. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. They got together because of this movie.
Yeah.
They met
Uh,
this movie. Yeah.
and the guy who played Bullseye, I forget his name, but the best movie.
Colin Farrell. He did great as Penguin. He did a great
Okay,
job as Penguin.
okay. The best movie I seen him in was the Fright Night reboot movie, and he did an excellent job in that. As far as this movie, man, it's a 1 out of 5 on my rewatch meter. This is the movie that you dust off the DVD because it's been sitting so long, and you're like, I want to watch something. I ain't seen this in a while, so yeah, I got Michael Clark Duncan in it. Let me go ahead and watch it. It's that type of movie. It's just not good. It's the whole movie's not good.
Michael Clark Duncan being Kingpin will make me not watch
Yeah, I think, like I said, I
I
think
didn't.
that was a
Yeah, I felt
stereotype
like.
thing.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I agree with y'all on that. It's just I don't know. It was just was bad. It was bad. Like they just did a lot of things bad. He said Netflix did a phenomenal job on Daredevil series. Yeah, they did a better job.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched the
Yeah, they
series.
did.
thanks.
They did. And the guy who plays Kingpin, I forget his name.
That's
He
the
did a
dude
good
from
job.
He,
Criminal Intent.
yeah, he
Yes,
also
yes,
was
he
in
was. Yes, he was, Mac. I couldn't remember him. My mama used to watch that all the time. I don't know how I forgot that. That's a fact. He is from Criminal.
I first saw him in what's that movie? This is my rifle. This is my Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal
He was
Jacket.
in
You sure right.
he was Pal. He was the
Private
dude that
Mile.
was always messing up. And he played that role. He played that role. But
This is my
yeah,
rifle.
this is my
It's
gun.
many
This is
like
for
it, but
shooting.
this one is mine.
Facts,
I
facts.
love that movie.
I
Uh,
love that movie too,
I can watch that
man.
movie over and over.
Who Man said it could have been great if they didn't involve so many comic book characters and explain Matt's story before that. That's what I'm saying
Yeah,
because and you got to understand, I was real young, really little watching this, so it kind of pulled me into a bunch of different directions,
hmm
and I even knew that as a kid. That's crazy that they was doing too much. You know what I mean? We wasn't. You know who did a good balance of a lot of characters at once? The first Avengers movies did a great job. Of
Bro,
They did a great job.
yeah,
It
they did.
was
Yeah,
a
I'm
they
nice
not
did.
gonna lie to you.
balance.
Avengers is probably the first Avengers, not the rest of.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
do
The
like
first one.
Endgame,
Yeah,
but the
that's why I said
first
the
one is
first
the probably the best Marvel movie. Period.
one.
That and Thor Ragnarok are the best Marvel movies.
You think so? I actually liked Civil War. I thought Civil War was
I
good,
do like Civil War. I like Avengers
but
Endgame. I like
you
Infinity
lying
War.
to me when I read the comic. You
But
said act that comic better than the movie, and you
when they when they did the first Avengers, that shit made you excited for the MCU.
they did a good
I
job.
have to go with I
I
have to
done
go
watched that
with
so many times.
I have to go with Black Panthers being the best Marvel movie.
And look, that might be
I
that's a good argument. That's a good argument because when I seen
the
Black
reason I say that the reason I say that is because when I went to go see Avengers, they were like, all right, we here it's like going to see a movie, but going is just going to the movies. But when I went to go see Black Panther, and I saw school buses of white kids show up, and they buying they buying school bus load of tickets, man. I mean, they standing there with rolls of tickets. I've never seen that in my life. Just to see a black character. I mean, the Black Panther, and when you watch the movie, it's almost like it resonates with you. You know what I mean? When they all doing the contest and they all up on the waterfall thing, and you see the colors, you hear the music. Man, that movie resonates with you, man,
you
because
ain't lying.
you can identify with Killmonger. You can identify with the oppression and everything, just wanting to be free of the society, man. And then you with T'Challa, man, you can be like, yo, man, you can rock with him too. So it's like the movie resonates, man. Now the second Black Panther, they could have kept that on the shelf, man. I can understand them doing it at the time because he died, and they wanted to play tribute to him. But I think the movie had too many woke issues in it for me, man. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Well, it was a time of the era. So
Yeah.
Let me go. Let's go to your second one, Derek.
My second one would be Batman and Robin 2. I mean, 1997.
Woo, George Clooney with his little head shaking. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
leave the
Let,
cave
let's
without.
first talk about their costumes. I tried to watch this movie because every time you want to do a list, I got to go back and watch the movie to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Why did they put nipples on the costumes?
I don't know. I don't know if that was the selling point.
But
Um,
yeah. They got nipples on the costumes. I'm like, why are we seeing this? What does this have to do with the movie? The CGI, the special effects, the scene setup felt like I was watching a Wayne's World skit. It felt like it didn't feel real. It felt like again, this is the time where they're trying to make family friendly action movies. Um, you had Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. You had I think that's Alicia Silverstone as
yeah,
Batwoman,
yeah,
and of course you had George Clooney. Then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, who got $25 million to do this movie.
damn.
He made $1 million a day because he had to be on set all day because of the makeup and everything. So he did 12-hour days at $1 million a day. George Clooney only got 1 million, and everybody else has probably got crumbs compared to what Arnold Schwarzenegger made. The CGI was horrible. The Batmobile is the worst Batmobile of them all. It
I
was just not good. I didn't need to see so many crotch shots. It was just bad for a movie. It was just bad, and I couldn't believe the movie made It was $125 million budget. They made 238 million. It was just bad everything. Bad everything. It finished ninth that year in all the movies. It went up against Men in Black, and went up against Jurassic Park, Air Force One, Star Wars, the re-release, My Best Friend's Wedding, and the Titanic. And the movie still was bad. It was just still bad. On my rewatch meter, I give it a 0. Only reason I had to watch this movie again was because of your list I had to come up with. It's just bad. It's just everything's bad. It had cheesy one-liners.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
You could thank
just,
Arnold for that. What killed
yeah.
the dinosaurs? The Ice
It's just
Age.
like everybody freeze. Like, wait, I didn't see that coming. The movie's just bad, man. It's just bad. They the movie was so bad that they had a sequel plan called Batman Unchained. Unchained. I'm sorry, Batman Unchained, and they canceled it because this movie it basically flopped. It was a year of tough movies. If they didn't have to go through all them movies, they would have I think they would have finished number one because just because it's Batman, not George Clooney. Because George Clooney, you see him in the movie, you be like, he plays the same type of character all the time, smooth, slick talking dude. If you watch Ocean's 11 with him in it, you watched all his movies ever. He plays the same character. And when he played Batman, I'm like, all right, you playing the same character. I looked at it. I said, I'm done. I can't even get. I got as far as when Uma Thurman turned into Poison Ivy and joined Mr. Freeze. I was like, no, no. So Tay Tay would love this. That Batman. This Batman is one of the worst movies.
Don't worry, Tay Tay. We got something on the list for you too. Um,
Yeah.
but Mac, man, what do you got to say about Batman and Robin, man, and Alicia Silverstone? And Dak, what was my man name?
So you can't be mad at Alicia Silverstone. Her and Uma Thurman was the actors to be at that time. Alicia
hmm
Silverstone just got through doing Clueless, uh,
hmm
and Legally Blonde, and Uma Thurman was doing the Kill Bill, like I mean not Kill Bill, the what's the one where she got the nut in her, the something about Mary.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Like she was, they were hot at that time. So you got to look at it. I can't be mad at them for picking them. And anytime you can get Arnold Schwarzenegger to do something at that time, shit.
Yeah, he was still in shape
Which
too.
is crazy. George Clooney was the highest paid actor at that time, and Arnold got more money than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
George
crazy.
George George Clooney and Brad Pitt George Clooney was number one. Brad Pitt was number two as the highest paid actors. And y'all pay Arnold Schwarzenegger more money. Like man, George Clooney must have really wanted to play that role. I still think Doc Holliday was the worst Batman, but I'll give you this.
No, hell no, he wasn't. He talk about Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer and Batman
Uh,
Forever was not bad compared to this.
I didn't say the movie was bad. I said he was the worst Batman.
I don't think he was the worst bad. I think George Clooney was. Never leave a cave without it. All them cheesy lines. What Robin said to him? He said they was betting money on Uma Thurman when she was
oh
poisoned.
yeah.
He was like, "I'll just get it from you."
He
He said 2 million.
did say that.
He said you can't afford that. He said I get the money from you. You know what I mean?
And he
So
pulled out if you go back and watch that, he
a
pulled out a black card
a
that said
Batman.
Batman Forever on it.
Talk,
And
talk to him.
and then and the next Batman movie was Batman Forever.
That
That's
was a hell of a
crazy.
detail.
Oh, they only show it real quick. When he pull out his back card, it's like less than a second, just long enough to see it on the screen. And I went back. I said, "What?" Say Batman Forever on it. So
Yeah,
they dropped an Easter egg.
yeah, this was a bad movie. That was they did have a lot of funny one liners. I mean,
Cheesy
I
one
couldn't take
liner.
this movie seriously. I took Batman Forever more serious than this one.
I only thing I remember about Batman Forever is Jim Carrey played the Riddler and the
Tommy Lee
dude
Jones.
from Tommy Lee Jones played Two Face. That's it. I can't tell you nothing else about the movie.
I can tell you, I don't think nobody could have played Riddler better than Jim Carrey.
Mm.
No, no, you're right. You're right.
I'm sorry. Tommy Lee Jones played a hell of a Two Face, but I can't be mad. I get why y'all say the movie wasn't good because the storyline was terrible. The storyline was
Hmm.
terrible, but
Yeah, yeah,
And they had a lot of good bad guys in this. Poison Ivy. As far as my
Got
point of
Mr.
view, they
Freeze.
had a lot of good bad guys that they didn't do nothing with. They had Bane in it. Um,
Bane was just
So they treated Bang like they did in the cartoon instead of making him his own character like he really should
yeah,
be. Because Bang
yeah,
broke Batman's back in the comics,
yeah,
like really
Nightfall.
did.
Nightfall. I got
yeah. He
that.
did.
Yeah. So you got to, but in the cartoon, Bane was was not Uma Thurman, was Poison Ivy's uh muscle. So that's kind of how they
Yeah,
used him in the movie.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Just go knock down that wall, Bane.
That's probably why
You-
they made it because at the time, a lot of the movies they were making with DC was basing them off the cartoons. That's why they were. That's why DC is in last place right now. I feel like they finna make a comeback because Marvel is fucking up, but they basing all the movies off the TV shows and they're messing up the
yeah,
storyline.
yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah,
don't know
that's true.
about last place right now.
Because
Marvel,
the Batman, I did
Marvel,
not like the Batman.
but the bat you see, but what you don't realize about the Batman, if you look up them numbers, they made a great return on their investment.
Yeah,
Made a great return
yeah,
on
that's
it
true.
worldwide.
Yeah,
They they
that's
And
gonna
true.
it's so real. None of Marvel's movies 2023 going into 2024 have been doing good. None of them. Like literally none of them. At least DC got one that did good.
Well, it's the character. It's it's the character.
yeah,
It's
Batman gonna
Batman.
sell. Period.
Yeah, Batman
If
gonna sell.
bro,
Superman ain't gonna sell.
If they come out with Iron Man right now, Iron Man gonna sell.
Yeah, it's the
But yeah,
character.
but
It's the character.
I
And
heard
Spider,
they
hold on,
making
and they
an
did
Iron
get,
Man
and they
movie,
did,
but they about to base it on his daughter, so they about to mess up Iron Man.
and
Ain't
Yeah, I
nobody gonna
heard
buy
that.
that. Ain't
Iron
nobody
I
gonna
Man.
heard.
buy
I
that.
hope they make it a Disney series instead of making it a movie. I probably wouldn't want to go see that. Yeah, I just probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
You see Tay Tay? She said, "Oh please, act, be quiet." Superman coming out. We gonna see how it do. I think 2024, 2025.
I
They
think if the next Superman don't hit hard, especially after Henry Cavill hit, to me, Henry Cavill was the best Superman since Christopher Reeve. I don't know what happened between him and DC, but if this next Superman don't hit, man, I'm telling you, man, DC is putting a lot of money behind this. I mean, a lot of hope behind this Superman that's coming up. What what's the
You better hope Superman got to have a square cliff chin. If he ain't got the
yes,
chin, it ain't Superman.
yeah, he better, because man, who's the guy? Nolan, he's running DC now. I think he did 300. I'm not real sure.
Christopher Nolan. Christopher.
Christopher. I think Christopher Nolan is running DC now.
Yeah,
So
to the
we'll
movie.
we'll see. We'll see. But if Superman don't hit, if he don't have nobody to fight, they shouldn't focus on his love affair with Lois Lane. I mean, this movie better hit hard, because if it don't, I'ma laugh at Tay Tay.
See, you heard it. All right, Mac, we coming to you, man.
If this Superman don't hit hard, Tay Tay got to cam up and say I'm sorry.
Yup, you heard it, Tay Tay. That ain't hate. That's real. Mac, what you want me to pull up next?
Fantastic Four 2015.
Oh God, hold on. Uh, here we go. Flame on.
Man, this movie is so bad, y'all don't even remember Michael B. Jordan as a superhero.
I went to the theaters to go see it. I was mad. I was mad.
Didn't
And
they
y'all
have the
don't even
same
remember
guy
this
play
movie.
Doctor Doom?
No, no, they didn't.
Okay,
The dude that played in Charm was the guy that played Doctor Doom in the original.
okay.
Um, the dude that played Doctor Doom, what's his name? I'll tell you before I get to him. I'll tell you what pissed me off is they had Reggie Cathy play Sue Storm and their father.
503 said, I don't remember this movie.
Yeah.
Trash. You don't remember Michael B. Jordan playing uh Johnny
The
but
Human
Storm?
you remember the
Yeah,
dude
I
from Planet of
don't.
the Apes, Toby Kebbell? That's who played Doctor Doom.
I don't remember nothing about this movie. I just remember
Exactly.
I
That's
didn't like
how
it.
bad this movie is. Like
Mac
this
did
movie.
say that. That's the first thing he said. Y'all probably don't even remember this.
No, I
I
said
know I
y'all.
saw
This
it, but
movie is
I
so bad
can't tell
y'all
you.
don't remember, bro. This movie is so. When the last they play all the Marvel movies on TV, like TNT, Spike. Uh, you might see it on BET. You have never seen them replay this movie.
Nah, I
Not on
have.
No,
Showtime, Max Stars. That's how bad this movie is. Like
no,
this
I
movie
haven't
was
seen them
terrible, bro.
replay it.
This movie was terrible. Like graphic wise, it was amazing, but
Hmm.
storyline, this was terrible, though. It was. They got their powers from a cosmic storm. In this
Yeah,
one, they went into another dimension and got powers. Like what?
yeah.
Like they fucked the whole. Like this movie was. I think they was trying to get away from the other Fantastic Four because
Hmm.
Johnny Storm was Captain America. Chris
Yeah,
whatever his name was.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. He was Johnny Storm, and they was trying to get change the story, and y'all come up with this, and y'all had Michael B. Jordan playing Johnny. Bro, like you can't make this shit up. Why would it? Y'all, Marvel has used the same superheroes in so many movies, and y'all would just
Hmm.
man, even Deadpool. He done been in
Hmm.
multiple Marvel movies. He done been in 3 superhero movies.
Yeah.
But god damn, y'all want to just reuse the same actors over and over as different characters. If it didn't work the first time, let it go.
I
Like
think
if
they
y'all,
make this. I'm sorry,
huh?
brother. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
brother. I
No, go
think
ahead.
they make this movie because it's the Fantastic Four. It's Marvel's oldest family. Um, is I think is what Marvel's oldest comic characters.
No,
No,
Captain
it's
America
not.
is Captain America.
Cap- Captain America.
The
Okay.
first Marvel comic.
Oh, really? I thought it
Yeah.
was Fantastic Four.
Captain America.
Okay. Okay.
Captain America was made during the World War.
Was he?
During, yeah. Captain America came out after Batman and after Superman. It was the first Marvel comic.
Okay, okay, thank you. But this movie, I can't tell you anything about it, man. I just know it had Michael B. Jordan in it playing the Human Torch. I couldn't tell you the plot line. I couldn't tell you nothing. I couldn't tell you a story arc about this movie. I remember watching it, but I don't remember watching it at the same time. I can't tell you nothing about this movie. I hated it. 0 out of 5 on the rewatch meter.
I'm gonna give it
Captain
a zero.
America, May 1941.
Wait,
May
wait.
1941. Thank you, brother.
Um, I gotta agree because I never rewatched this movie after I seen it in the theater. I thought it was too much overacting. I thought the
Hmm.
storyline was bad. The Fantastic Four, like they stories in the comics are so good that if you're a real
Yes,
fan of the Fantastic Four, this
yes.
was disgusting work.
You know,
Disgusting.
brother talked about the multiverse before. Did you know the first hint of the multiverse in Marvel Comics was done that I can remember right after the onslaught when
Talk about
when
Onslaught with Mac on here.
yeah when
One of my favorite villains.
Franklin when Franklin Richards created a pocket universe to
Yes,
put
sir. Yes, he
to
did.
put
Yes.
the heroes in. I that it was called Heroes Reborn, and I think that's their first storyline using a multiverse thing. And then they have 4 issues each: Fantastic Four, I think Iron Man, Avengers. So only people that was left after Onslaught were the mutants, and then they went into Operation Zero Tolerance, which they speak about in X-Men '97. And this movie right here, man, just use it as a
Zero
coaster if you
tolerance.
got it.
Like you said, zero tolerance.
Well,
This is
Yeah.
I
zero
that
tolerance.
was the first time I think it was talked about in a regular comic,
Hmm.
but the first time that they talked about the multiverse was in the What If comics. That was the beginning of the
Yes,
multiverse.
yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. You're
Told you,
absolutely
Mac
right.
know his stuff, man. Mac know.
Yes, yeah, because the What If comics was
That was
about,
the cre
yeah,
it was
what
a
if?
it was the cre yeah, it was the creation of the multiverses.
Yes, yes, you're
And
right. You're
then
absolutely right.
after that first instance of the Marvel, I mean the What If comics, they kind of got away from all of that for a long time, and then they brought the What If back, and then they started
Hmm.
using it the scenarios in actual comics. So that's but originally, yeah, What If comics was the introduction of the multiverse.
Yes, sir.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you that I would agree. But it's also like I said with the like at the end of the onslaught issues, which I'm trying to get together. Franklin Richards created a pocket universe, and
He
but you're
did.
right. The what if series, they had some good stories. They had some good stories.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to
I
my
got a whole bunch of them.
I'm gonna go to my next one. Um, I'm gonna go with Captain America, 1990. Ooh, this was nasty work right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I got
This
one
was some
now.
nasty work. Um, I didn't watch this until we was discussing bad superhero movie. And this Captain America right here, it
Hmm.
was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. He barely threw the shield. That's what we love about Captain America, the way he could throw the shield from angles and things like that. And Captain America being from California, not from Brooklyn. I didn't like that. Now I gotta be biased. Now my New York bias is coming. I didn't really like that. You know, and how
Hmm.
he got his powers and how they made it similar, the same sort of it was similar to Red Skull in the comics, but it wasn't like how they did it in this movie, where they drained it from like some mutant beast and all that. This
Hmm.
I had to go back and watch it because I had to see what I really didn't like. So the
Hmm.
whole Saturday I was going through these movies. Oh, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the costume. I
Was
didn't
this the movie where he had a motorcycle and he put on a helmet that looked like his mask?
yes.
Oh, I hated it.
Oh, I remember this, bro. I've completely. I'm
And
over
they
here.
had
I
Red
was trying
Skull.
to
But
remember
you want
what
to know
movie
what
this
the
was.
crazy part is? They didn't even show Red Skull towards the second half of the movie, even though it was Red Skull. They made him get plastic surgery, and you didn't see the Red Skull face. And if you're a real Captain America fan, that's something that you like and you appreciate.
Right.
They just kept his face messed up, you know what I mean, makeuped up over a regular face. And I thought they did a terrible job at that. Not only that, like I said, that one important factor that I just brought up, if you're a Captain America fan, that shield throwing and the way Captain America angles it and throws it back, they didn't start doing that till the end of the movie.
Maybe the shield cost too much money to keep throwing it. I don't know. I just know that I remember something like this. Cause I remember the all right, Pooh man. I remember the shield made this kind of sound when it went through the air. I remember him having a Captain America motorcycle, and he put on his a helmet that looked just like his mask, and I thought that was cheesy. Other than that, you went back on this movie because I thought all the superhero movies back then were made for TV, so that's why I didn't really look at them. Because I remember they made a Doctor Strange
Man,
for
yeah,
TV back then. And I was gonna do that one. I was like, no, I ain't no, I ain't really like it myself. But I didn't think many people would remember there was a Doctor Strange made in the '80s for made for TV. It was like a 3-part series or something. But yeah, I remember I just didn't like this movie.
I remember the Doctor Strange, but when I thought about the Doctor Strange, it's like you said, it was made for TV, so I didn't look at it like a movie. I
Right.
completely, bro. When I tell you, I completely forgot about that Captain America movie until y'all mentioned that. I'm over here thinking, I'm over here thinking, like, bro, what movie? Captain America in the '90s, and I'm sitting here thinking, and as soon as y'all mentioned that helmet, and I thought about it, this shit clicked. I'm like, oh, I do remember that shit. That shit was terrible. Oh my god. I 100% one rated one,
I won't even give it a
rewatchability.
run. I'm giving it a negative zero.
Yeah,
I'm
I
giving it
thought
a
I thought
negative zero.
one was
I
the
wouldn't
lowest,
even watch this cleaning the house because I'll fall asleep.
bro. That it wouldn't get no play.
It was that bad. This was that bad to where, see, I could at least watch the Daredevil while I'm cleaning. This I can't watch. This I can't watch at all. This was horrible. And when
I
I
think
went
back in
back,
the day. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
nah, I said, and to be honest with you, what
Uh
made it even worse was the fact that they didn't have Red Skull's face in the last scenes. I thought that was real bad. Uh, but go ahead, bro. My bad.
Yeah, I don't remember him fighting Red Skull. I just remember that corny motorcycle because they came out with the motorcycle version of that for the toy. It was like that Eva Knievel toy. You put it on this thing and you rev it up, and then you push a button and take off. That's what I remember about this one. I think this was made at a time where they were competing with the Incredible Hulk on TV with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. And you remember they about I think around this time they had the Electric Company on PBS, which had Spider Man played by Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman got to start one of a big start on Electric Company, and he played Spider Man. So I think this movie was put out to be in contest with them, and it could have been just put out just to market toys.
You
And
know
we
they
said,
did do that a lot in the '90s, even with the
mm-hmm.
cartoons, because of the
Because
person that runs Marvel at the time.
Transformers was killing them. Transformers was Mattel or Hasbro. They with GI Joe
Bro,
and Transformers. They dominated.
Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and
Yes,
GI
they
Joe.
did.
They were all the
Yes,
top. And He Man. Those were the top four selling action figures
yes, they
outside
were.
of Barbie.
Yes, they were. Then you could throw
And
in,
even Robin Hood was a top selling action figure back then.
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could throw in Thundercats, and I didn't really see any Voltron
No, they didn't.
toys, man. I
They
didn't
didn't
see
have
that.
Voltron like that, but they did have Power Rangers.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they did. Yeah, they did. And the what was like the power the beetle
Yeah,
boards.
Big
I
Bad
remember.
Uh,
Beetleborgs.
yeah, yeah, they had them too by Sebian. I think that's how I go.
Sir. All right, let's come back to you, man. Yeah, y'all ain't got nothing else on my pick, right?
No sir,
All right,
at
let's
all.
get back to you, Derek Gaines. What you want me to pull up?
Give me Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I didn't think this one was as bad as the one Mac.
I'm gonna let
This
you know where I thought it let us
go ahead,
down at.
go ahead.
Um, First, this movie was a $420 million budget. It brought in 300 and over 300 million dollars worldwide. What I didn't like about this movie, they had a perfect chance to set up Galactus if they would have did it right.
Yes, sir.
Um,
I agree with that part. Yes, sir.
the Silver Surfer part, the Silver Surfer, that the animation for him was perfect. The voice was voiced by Lawrence Fishburne, and the body was done by this guy. He's tall, slender guy, and he played in Star Trek Discovery. He played a tall alien. If you've seen Star Trek Discovery, you know who I'm talking about. You had Chris Evans as the Human Torch. You had Jessica Alba. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
You
Yes,
had her, which
Remember you saw her in her
and then you
past.
and then
Lord.
you had,
That's why.
and then
That's
you
why
had
I say
she just yeah, I wouldn't mind looking at Jessica Alba, but then you had the guy who played Fantastic Four, and the guy who played the Human Torch. I've seen him in other movies. It just then you had two super villains in one movie, and you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball with Galactus. and you drop the ball with Doctor Doom. How can you not build on that? I don't understand it. I don't understand where they didn't um, come together on this movie. It's crazy how you set up Galactus only to make him as a cloud in the end. It reminded me of the Incredible Hulk. You build and build and build, and then you get this super villain, which everybody is afraid of, and you drop the ball. You drop the ball with Doctor Doom. You drop the ball with Galactus. You drop the ball with Silver Surfer. Them were three characters right there. Marvel at that time should have built on, but they didn't. They didn't. They just dropped the ball with that. I'm gonna keep saying it. They didn't do the storyline justice. I looked at it again, and I got as far as when Doctor Doom took over the Silver Surfer's powers, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I was just like, I wanted to see Galactus because I've seen him in the comics. I think Galactus is one of the coolest supervillains or that you can like because all he wants to do is eat. You can't beat that. All he wants to do is eat. Like, go find me a planet. I'm hungry. And Silver Surfer go find a planet. And if they would have stuck at the storyline, Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four would have really had it out. They would have stopped Galactus, and Galactus would have just made Silver Surfer like, look, you can't go to the stars no more. Boom, I put a barrier up, and you can't leave Earth since you love it so much. Because that's how they did in the comics. They got they didn't even come close to the storyline because ain't no way in the comics Silver Surfer destroys Galactus. It's just no way. And I give it a 2 on my rewatch meter because it is fun to watch. It is fun to watch to see the Silver Surfer. I mean, it is fun. And other than that, if it weren't for the Silver Surfer, the movie would have bombed. It would have bombed. You just would have just made it like Fantastic Four Part Two, and just had them fight Doctor Doom the way they had this Doctor Doom set up. He was nowhere near the Doctor Doom of the comics. He wasn't as smart. He wasn't as charismatic. He just wasn't Doctor Doom. It's just some
Fact,
guy playing Doctor Doom,
facts.
and it was. To see Chris Evans like, you're gonna be Captain America one day. This could just keep showing the work on time. Uh, I know they rebooting Fantastic Four. I know they having a guy who played in Last of Us. He's really good. I forget his name. He's really good. I'm looking forward to seeing the reboot of Fantastic Four. Um, long as they don't have, I hope Marvel don't go back to a storyline like this. I hope, because with Eternals setting things up, if they would have did Eternals right, that should have been on my list. God, I hated that
That,
movie.
I have, you know why it ain't on my list? Every time I go to watch it, I can't finish it. I cannot
I
finish
never
it.
There
even
you go.
attempted to
There
watch it
you go.
because
There
I
you
knew
go.
it
Why
was
was Angela Jolie in that movie? What was her point being in that movie? She didn't add anything, but they knew that with her being in that movie, she'll meet a demographic of people or guys who want to see her in a movie. The movie, oh man, the Eternals did not make my list because I ain't gonna lie, I like the Celestials. The seeing them was cool, and I wish the storyline with that could have been better. But when they get into the spacefaring entities and Marvel, that's when I really perk up because you got the Creed. We already introduced the Creed, the Scroll. You got Silver Surfer. I mean, like we already got the characters in place. Why couldn't we do anything with it? And the
Why didn't
movies,
they do a Secret Invasion movie instead of a fucking series? But that's another story.
man, the series was horrible. I couldn't get by episode one. I couldn't do it.
I stopped watching it after episode two.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was
I
like,
thought
oh,
it started off too slow.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm done with this movie. You guys got anything about this movie?
I don't. You said everything. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You said mostly everything.
Yeah.
And I gotta agree with you with one point, and then I'm gonna move on to Max next pick. It should have been a setup for Galactus to come. Whenever
Yeah.
in the comics you see the Silver Surfer, 9 times out of 10, Galactus is coming. It's
Yes.
just like when you see
Anytime you
Watch.
see the Silver Surfer, you know Galactus is coming.
That's what I'm saying. He's normally there to warn you, like, yo, your planet is about to be consumed. I'm the herald of this dude.
Yeah.
It's just like when you see the Watcher. When you ever see the Watcher, just know something effed up is about to happen.
Yeah.
You see, and in the comics, he didn't go prepare the world. He just like, yo, Galactus,
He went to
how
go
about this?
see uh
He didn't go in like, I'm going to dig holes in the comics. He didn't go and dig holes in the planet. He just like, this look like a lush planet. Okay, got everything he need, and he go up into space and fire off the signal, and Galactus be like, oh, yep, time to go. But other than that, they didn't do the Silver Surfer uh, justice. They could have. The movie could have been so much better. Doctor Doom could have had so much of an impact. Um, and to make the Galactus into a cloud, into just a cloud. You didn't see you didn't see his world ship. You didn't see
Went over
nothing. You didn't
budget.
see
Went over
Galactus.
budget, Derek. It went over budget. They couldn't
But
afford it.
I think they might not have owned Galactus as the character. That
Couldn't
could
no
be
nobody owns Galactus right now. Marvel still owns Galactus. They haven't.
okay.
But you're right. You're right. It could have been done. You know, they could have been in negotiation with somebody else for, using it, doing a
Yes, sir.
complete Silver Surfer movie. So,
Well, you see what happened when the next Fantastic Four was a reboot. I was like, why did they reboot it?
and you see
that
why that was
was
on my
and
list.
that one, the one that Mac did, that one was worse. So, but shoot, let's go over to Max next pick. Um, Mac, man.
Blade Trinity.
Mm, mm, mm,
Oh,
mm. Thank
Man,
God, Jessica. She saved. She might have saved it, but go ahead, Mac. Let us know,
what
man.
did she say? Because she was
You're
Wilson's
right. She
daughter.
didn't save anything.
I love Jessica Biel too, but no, fuck that. Fuck that. Even Ryan Reynolds was trash in this movie.
yes, he was.
Like, dog, they had triple fucking H in this movie. Have you ever in the history of vampire movies ever seen a
Oh
nigga
God!
that
Yeah,
fucking big as
H
a
had
fucking
his
vampire?
platinum fangs. He had platinum
Yeah,
fangs. You ain't lying.
platinum fangs, and he was that big. Like,
And,
why the fuck do you got Triple H in this motherfucking movie?
and they
It
gave him
made
a toy dog.
bro a toy vampire dog.
Yeah, didn't
Like,
see that one coming.
bro, bro, like, come on. I will tell you this. I wasn't mad at Dominic Purcell playing Dracula, but
Yeah, yeah, he did. I thought he
he,
actually did all
I
right.
actually would. I think he. Yeah, I think he did all right. But man, y'all had Triple H. I just can't, bro. It's hard for me to get over that. It's hard for me to get over that. And, and then y'all killed off Whistler. Why? Why?
They didn't want to pay him for a fourth movie just in case.
That's not the point. Whistler is always in Blade in every comic.
Yeah, he is.
Whistler ain't die. So why y'all trying to kill him off and then bring his daughter in? Like
Yeah.
no, no. Like what the fuck? Like that whole complete storyline was terrible, dog. Like terrible. Y'all would have been better off making this the creation of the Midnight Suns.
They
Like that movie was completely garbage.
Did you
And then
like?
I'm gonna tell you this again. If you're not even looking at it as a comic book movie, as a vampire movie, why the fuck did y'all have Triple H in this movie? I, I don't know. I'm sorry. I probably
He was
should have made
hot in
this one number one.
WWE at the time.
I don't give a
was it
fuck. Ain't no
was it
nigga. When have you ever seen a big ass vampire?
never?
They little. They strong as fuck, but they little. Because all the fuck they drink is blood. Ain't no protein.
Yeah. Somebody. But I like Ryan Reynolds in it. I ain't gonna lie. He was
Played himself. He played what he always
yeah,
played. A jerk.
he played himself. And
Yeah.
the chick she was all right. I mean it was to me it was all right, but I probably only seen this movie like three times, if that. Um, they could have did a lot better. They could have got more movies out of this. Um,
Bro,
I thought for Dracula, I thought they made him too weak. You know, Dracula could have been stronger. Um, I think the writing was poor. Some of the effects were it was okay. It's just yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Wesley Snipes, for bringing back Marvel, but yeah, you could have did better with this one.
yeah.
You could have did better. I think they were trying to fast track it um, to get it out because maybe he didn't want to be Blade anymore. Um, I think around this time wasn't the Blade TV series on?
Oh, don't even talk
I
about
remember.
that. With my
Yeah,
cousin Sticky Fingers. Don't. Oh my
yeah.
God. Don't. Oh, don't even bring that up. Stick to this movie.
so
I don't want to remember.
so
I don't want to remember
so
Sticky.
so they could have been trying to keep that fire going for Blade when it came out. I can't tell you much about this movie. I just know Blade fights Dracula and the movie's over because he beats Dracula. That's it. I can't
It,
tell you if Ryan
Best
Reynolds'
part of this
character.
movie. The
it
best
wasn't just
part
that.
of this movie is when Dracula chased West. Dracula chased Blade, and they got outside, and he said, "How are you able to survive in sunlight?" He said, "I'm one of the first vampires. I'm unique." I thought that was the best scene. After that, it was whack.
Hmm.
Because Blade, it was crazy for Blade to see somebody like him that's not used to being able to survive in the sun. He wasn't
Blade
used.
Two. Blade Two was better.
He was an
Yeah,
original.
Blade 2 was the best one to me.
Blade Two
Blade 2 was
the
damn
better.
good.
Yeah, yeah. Blade Two was good. This one, I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
Sloppy
did you
writing.
Sticky Fingers was playing in that BS. Yeah, yeah. That's my cousin. That's actually my cousin.
I remember the Blade TV series, but I couldn't catch it. I couldn't catch it.
I never watched Blade the series.
Oh, and they actually gave him a little movie. Yeah, I didn't know about it. See, I knew about it. Child,
Who's
man.
Sticky?
There was another
What was the movie called?
Sticky. If you get the box set, they give you all of the blades, and
Hmm.
Sticky is in. It's a low budget blade movie, but yeah, Sticky's in one. I forgot what it was called, but I got it. If I was to go on my DVD collection right now, I got it.
Okay,
But
I don't have it.
I I would just say this was a bad movie. It had good spots, and I agree
Hmm.
with Eric Gaines. Like there was room for growth. There wasn't any real growth in this movie to make continuations. So that's why I ended up being the series and a low budget movie after. So I give it a negative zero.
For
For
Blade Trinity?
yeah, I give it a negative zero. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
waste
I
my.
couldn't even tell you the last time I watched it either.
I give it a 1 on my rewatch meter out of 5. I just because it's Wesley Snipes and Blade and a character, Ryan Reynolds. It'd probably be the only reason why I would watch it again. The dude that played Dracula, I seen him in Prison Break.
He
Oh,
He's
what,
also was
pretty.
Dominic?
he
Yeah.
also played Captain Cold, I believe, in the Flash.
Oh, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he
I didn't
did.
know that.
He
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 did.
he put yeah he played somebody in that Flash
He
series.
played.
I remember. See, I
Yeah,
was
he
a
did.
Prison Break fan. That's how I remember Dominic Purcell.
So yeah man we're gonna go to my next one.
All right. All right.
Um Fantastic Four. Don't need no more. I never knew this one existed. 1994 Fantastic Four. Nasty work. Disgusting.
Oh my goodness.
The- I I might have put this in the wrong bracket. This might have been my number one worst. But I had to talk about it because we took that's sad that we all had different time periods of the Fantastic. That tells you something.
That is sad.
That
That
tells
is
you
sad.
something right there. That we all had a Fantastic Four on our list from different eras. I have the earliest one.
I guess that says we a fan of Fantastic Four, or
Yeah, and we
they
was
just put out bad movies.
very disappointed. Yo, when I tell you it just didn't look right. Like they had Reed Richards coming over the house, him and Ben Grimm, when Johnny and Susan were kids. I don't remember her being that much younger than. I knew she was younger than Reed, but I didn't know she was
Mhm.
that much younger. Like she was a little girl, and he came back with white hair on the side of his head and bagged her. I didn't really like that. And then Doctor Doom, they did a terrible job with Doctor Doom. It was so many things that was so corny about this. The one-liners was corny. The animation was corny. They kind of made him like you remember how the first Ninja Turtles was?
Yes.
That's how they made the thing, his animation. Like it was like an animatronics type of suit.
I remember.
He moved. And he didn't say it's clobbering time until the very end of the movie. He always said that in the comics. If it was smoke somewhere, it's clobbering time. He
Yeah.
didn't say it to the very end. It was just a lot of things in this movie. Me being a Fantastic Four fan made the card so much more better than any of the movie. And to me,
It
that's actually
it looks like a Saturday morning cartoon thing, man, that comes on at eleven
they,
thirty right before the sports come on. It doesn't it just it doesn't look right. It maybe because it's dated. Maybe because I'm used to seeing uh, better looking people play superheroes. Uh,
you got spoiled in them 2000s. That's what
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
happened. That's
It's
what
just
really
I don't know. It looks like I'm about to watch old school Battlestar Galactica
used to.
with the original Cylons. That's what it looks like.
It was
Uh,
bad.
I can't say much about this, man. I didn't see it. I didn't know they had one that old. Uh, I don't. I remember the Captain
I
America
didn't
one, but
either.
I don't remember this one.
I didn't either. It took a dude in my job. He said this
Uh,
came before you was born. I said, when did this movie come out? And
yeah,
then
I
I
don't
looked it
remember
up, and
this.
then I researched it, and then I went to go watch it because I can watch any movie, mostly any movie, if
Hmm.
I go on my sites. And I pulled this movie up, and it was disgusting work. Disgusting work. I never
What year
seen
this movie come out?
94.
What was happening in the 90s?
Oh, you trying to see what it was up against? It was up
Yeah,
against The Mask. I know that.
Mask.
No,
Hey,
the Mask, Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
honorable mentions. Son of the Mask is a terrible movie, but we
Oh
ain't gonna
yeah,
go into that.
Oh man. Oh
That's a
man.
yeah.
comic book movie too.
Yes, it
And
is. Yes, it is.
I remember I remember both of
The
them.
Mask
And
comics, I actually like the storyline better.
which one?
No, I said the comic book storyline.
mhm,
I actually
mhm.
Yeah.
like that better than the movie. Not that the movie was bad. That's actually one of my favorite movies. Uh, what I mean, like when I was little, that I always would run and watch because my older siblings had it. But I like the comic version better because it just seemed more realistic to me.
See, I don't know why they don't follow the comic storyline. I mean, they don't have to follow it.
So
Uh,
they're trying to, but they're starting to mess it up with it. I
They
know.
said that they fired this one dude that helped do the first Blade movie, and his idea was to follow the comics mostly. I forgot what his name was. He was in the first Wesley Snipes Blade, and
Well, them
I
doing all
don't know
this
why they
quiet
got
stuff.
rid of him. I don't know what happened, but they said that he wanted to do it, do the Marvel. I think if Marvel would have stuck to that, they wouldn't even be in a bad place right now, paying
At all.
$25 million a show for She-Hulk. That's the most expensive show I ever heard about in my life.
which one
Why did they
She-Hulk,
even do
they
a
said
She-Hulk to begin with?
it costs 25 million an episode
to do
to
what?
make
Do a
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk?
Oh, She-Hulk was horrible.
I never watched it yet. I never watched.
Don't. You better off watching Werewolf by Night. That is so much
That
better.
looked good. Yeah, that looked good. Somebody told me that was good at my job.
Yeah, watch it in black. When it first came out, they had it in black and white. It was so much better. Uh, the She-Hulk was horrible. The She-Hulk was horrible. And then they had Meg the Stallion on there twerking and the She-Hulk twerking. Um, yeah.
So, Mac, you got anything on this before we go to the next one?
No, you can go to the next one.
Okay, okay. We back at you, Derek Gaines. Where we at?
All right, give me Spider-Man 3.
I
Just to
actually
give you,
wasn't that mad at this, but go ahead. I was
this,
mad, but I wasn't. It's an oxymoron for me. This
just to give you a little background. This movie budget was 259 to 250 million. It brought in $895 million worldwide.
that's not
It's
good.
the character.
Spider Man.
It's the character. The character sells the movie. The storyline makes the movie. And in this movie, oh man, I wrote down like six different things, man. In this movie, the guy who played Eddie Brock was not believable. He was nothing like the Eddie Brock in the story. If you pay attention to this movie, this movie set up the Sinister Six. They had
Yes,
Venom. They had Venom. They had the Green Goblin. They had the Sandman. They had three of the Sinister Six in this movie, and they dropped the ball. Venom was so weak in this movie. In the comics, Venom is one of Spider-Man's deadliest enemies because Spider-Man can't sense Venom coming
that's a fact.
because
That's a fact.
they at one time, man, they if they would have followed the comics, not even closely but remotely, they would have did Secret Wars then, because that's how Spider-Man got his Venom costume during the Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret
And
War, the original one, and from the
yeah,
eight.
the original one.
Yes, sir.
And the Venom, the dance scene. Oh my God, the dance scene, and with him, with Peter Parker, um, dancing, going down the street, then goes into the cafe and dances with this one chick just to make Mary Jane jealous, man. And he was like, "Why? Why was that even in the movie? You spent the whole 40 minutes on a dance ensemble when you could have did Venom. You could have pumped up Venom. I wanted to see Venom." Venom with Spider-Man in his black Venom costume, man, they could have rolled out the whole movie, but they didn't. So then they introduced the Sinister Six, three members of the Sinister Six, Venom, Sandman, and the Green Goblin, and they did nothing with it. They did nothing with it. And they dropped the ball on this one. Marvel again, back then was trying to make uh, 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 um, uh, family friendly superhero movies where no one dies. Well, they kind of broke the mold with that when in the first Spider-Man movie when the original the Green Goblin
Yeah,
got killed,
Osborne.
and then yeah, Osborn got killed, and then the Doc Ock got sacrificed himself. And they had it all set up when they met Venom. Venom eats people. How you gonna have Venom not eating people? That's what he does in the comics, and you just not done it. You didn't do it. You dropped the ball with Sandman. Then when they made Sandman into that mud monster thing, that was in the comics. You didn't do nothing with it. It was like you had a whole three movies you could have did out for this, but they didn't do it. They dropped the ball, and then the next Spider-Man movie after this was a reboot of Spider-Man, which I did not like anyway. But they dropped the ball. But again, it's Spider Man. It drew people in. It's Tobey Maguire. He's relatable. He's fun to watch. Um, the guy who played the Green Goblin, he went on to different movies, and he
Willem
I like
Dafoe.
I like watching him. The guy who played Venom in this one, I don't know who he is. They just they dropped the ball with
He was
Venom.
from that '70s show, right, Matt?
You're right. That
That is
is
him.
dude from that
He said that
70s
is him.
show. You're right. Now I can't unsee it. That is dude. And they just dropped the ball with Venom, man. They had three members of the Sinister Six in the movie and they didn't do anything with it. Now they're trying to create another Sinister Six and they I don't know what Sony's doing with the Spider-Man. They did Madam Web. I can't tell you
It was
anything about the
alright,
movie.
but it wasn't horrible, but
So the
their
new Spider
story
Man,
was
they went into the. I think this is the Spectacular Spider Man series where Ned, he got the best friend Ned, who does turn into the Hobgoblin, but they kind of messed it up on the last one where they forget who Spider Man is.
Hmm.
yeah,
But
cause what what's his name? Doctor Strange did.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So is that canon now, or they making all the Spider-Man after that canon? Because Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire is set to come out next year.
yeah. I know. No, they still gonna do Tom Holland. Tom Holland is still gonna be Spider Man in
Yeah,
the
I like to
I
see.
MCU.
don't think Andrew Garfield did a bad job in the reboot. Derek Gaines. I thought he
That
had. I
Um,
didn't. I didn't like the movie as a whole.
I
I,
don't think he did a
I like.
bad job.
I actually like him better than Tobey Maguire. I'm gonna be honest with
I like
Yeah,
Tobey
yeah.
Maguire. I like. If I gotta choose, I pick Tom Holland. He
Out of
just seemed
all,
cool.
out of all of them,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
He
All
just
right,
seemed cool.
all right. I ain't mad at
you.
that.
Toby just was too old for the role. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
yeah. Toby a OG now.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
too
I
old
like to
then.
He
see.
like 40, 43, 44 now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
OG.
yeah, and he's this might be his last Spider-Man movie. I like to see what happens. I've seen the teaser trailer. Um, they don't show much. They don't show much. So, with this level of CGI now, and it's got to be. They got to come out swinging. They got to come out swinging because Marvel is supposed to be coming out with their stuff soon. So and then they got the other guy back in charge now from phase 1 and 2. From the first couple of phases, phase 3 and 4. Man, they need to just get rid of them movies, but they're not because they made money. They made money. It's the characters. It's not a good movie, but everybody likes Spider Man. It wasn't a good movie with Batman, but everybody likes Batman. Batman sells, Spider Man sells. So, and especially with the movies that were probably out at that time, I didn't write the date down, but it's just it made money. That's what matters. It made money because I like Spider Man. This is 3 on my rewatch meter. I don't like the way they did Venom. I don't like the way they dropped the ball with Sandman. And then I don't like the way they did Green Goblin. You had 3 members of the Sinister Six right there, and you did nothing with it. You didn't Marvel. You didn't do anything with it, and now you're trying to recover because DC's coming out. DC is gonna come out swinging. Marvel, you got to step up. But
Talk to him.
again,
Talk to
they
him.
characters sell. They characters sell. Right. They characters sell. Everybody's gonna go see Chris Evans play Captain America. What makes a movie is the second week. See how they do. Wait a week when the movie come out and see how it does. Wait 2 weeks. See how it does in the second week. If sales drop, then just wait 30 days and it be on pay-per-view or one of the streaming channels because it's not gonna last long if the sales keep dropping. That's what happened to Morbius. Morbius was trash. And
Oh
then
my God, they did that
and,
so bad.
and then it got put on streaming channel, and then it got trolled to the where they made Marvel think people wanted to see it back in the theaters, and they put it back on streaming channel, and then they tried to make it
What happened, Derek?
try to be better than the last one. They just got to do something. They got to do something. I'm doing with this movie. I give it a 3 out of 5 just because it's Spider Man. Just because.
Matt, you got something on this?
No, because I that's probably the only one I don't agree with because I didn't think it was. I agree with the storyline part as far as matching the comic book. Yeah, it set you up for the Sinister Six, but it wasn't a. The only thing I felt like they could have done better was the whole Venom thing.
Yes.
That's the only part. But
He dropped off.
who dropped off?
Oh, okay. It went silent for a minute. Okay. I know you said you it was the only one that you didn't agree with, and everything went silent.
Oh no, I said that's the only one I just didn't 100% agree with you on. Like I do
Okay.
agree with you as far as it could have set up the Sinister Six. Yeah, it could have. Uh,
Yeah.
and but the one thing that I didn't like is the way they did the Venom, the whole Venom.
Hmm.
You know, but the
Yeah.
movie wasn't bad. I don't watch that movie a million times. But
Ah,
I watch all
I
the Spider
actually
Man.
got that. This is in my
Yeah,
collection.
I
This
watch
is in
all the
my
Spider Man.
collection.
So out of all the Marvel movies, Spider Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Avengers. Oh, and Thor Ragnarok. I literally
mhm.
watch over and over and over. And Iron Man, the first one. I literally watch
Yeah, I thought
those
the first one.
over and over and over. They messed up the first one, but did a damn good job at the same time. I think what they tried to do was modernize how he became Iron Man,
Yeah.
and I'm not mad at them, but and you know with Spider Man at that time they were just trying to put out good Spider Man movies. Spider Man was probably the hottest. He was the hottest action hero in all of comics movies at that time. Batman is always going to be number one, but when Spider Man came out, every kid and their mama wanted to be Spider Man. So at that
That's a
time,
fact. That's
they
a
were just trying to put out good Spider Man movies.
You go downtown in New York and you watch the Halloween parade, you're gonna have like a million kids being Spider Man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Spider Man sells. See, it's either Spider Man, because you had Spider Man on Saturday morning cartoons. So, and
Yes,
then
you
you had
did.
Spider Man and his amazing friends. Then you had just Spider
Yep.
Man,
With
and
Iceman.
then X Men. So yeah, everybody, it was kids. Spider Man. Everybody wanted to be Spider Man, thinking they would stick to the wall because it was cool. So, Spider Man sells. I just think they dropped the ball with the Sinister Six. They could have really did something, and then they had Doc Ock. They have the last 2 movies. They have 4 out of 6, and they could have did something, but they didn't. They didn't.
I just want to say I agree with you as far as yeah, the storyline wasn't there. It wasn't
Hmm.
strong. I did think the person that they cast as Eddie Brock, he wasn't believable. I agree with you with that point too. Um,
Hmm.
you know, it was room for growth. There was definitely room for growth in
The
this.
dude, they got to play Eddie Brock now. He played Bane in the Batman movie.
Yes, you talking about Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom Hardy's a good ass actor too. I like
He's a
him as
good
an actor.
actor. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I
And this
like
is
it.
supposed to be the last Venom film, by the way.
Well, I hope it's better than Venom Carnage.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Why did y'all get Woody Harrelson to play Carnage?
I
That
don't know.
was the worst. That was man. And you know
I
what?
gotta
I'm not
bang the
even.
gavel. I agree with you. I gotta bang 100 lashes for whoever did that. 100 lashes. No, 300 lashes for that.
So you
Woody
know,
had.
hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story, and
Uh,
y'all might that whole Carnage. Y'all do know that the Carnage movie with Venom, that whole storyline was actually a Deadpool storyline.
Mm.
But a lot of people don't know that literally that whole storyline for that movie was a Deadpool. Venom had nothing to do with it. They just changed the character and made it Venom and put the movie out.
really,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
You
'Cause
see, my
And
boy
and
Matt.
and it actually
Matt
happened in Oklahoma,
Game.
and the storyline took place in Oklahoma.
It makes sense because that Carnage movie, it was like,
Go look up
yeah,
Deadpool versus Carnage, and Deadpool beats Carnage actually.
Deadpool beats everybody in Marvel. If they
He, if y'all, it's a comic out. Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. He
Universe,
yeah,
yup.
literally
yeah, I've seen
kills
it. I've
everybody.
I've
I
seen it. I've seen it. It's a trip. I've seen it. I couldn't afford it. Yeah, but I seen it.
Mac, let's go to yours, man. Let's go to
Green
yours.
Lantern, Green fucking Lantern. I know it's crazy. This was the only. It's crazy as big of a Marvel fan I am. This is the only DC movie I have on my list. And don't get it wrong. It's plenty. Justice League was oh my god.
I
The
like the
Batman.
Snyder.
The
If you want
yeah,
Snyder,
you took, but you had to come out 3 years later with the Snyder cut just to make the movie good.
Yeah.
And Superman versus Batman was garbage.
oh yeah,
But
yeah,
none
yeah.
of them, compare to Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern.
You
Uh,
know he never rewatched it until like 2, 3 years ago. They
that
actually have a YouTube video with him actually watching. He never
I'm
watched it since the
I,
premiere.
I'm glad in the credits of Deadpool 2 he went back and killed himself as Green Lantern.
I remember that because he was sitting there looking at a Green Lantern 2 script.
Yeah, no, that I don't get it wrong. I uh I thought Green Lantern was gonna be a good movie. Like I really thought that movie was gonna be good, but it just I don't know. I feel like they did Sinestro wrong. Even though Sinestro was a Green Lantern first, I feel like Sinestro wasn't good. It was just so much about that movie that I feel like they could have did so much different with their storyline.
Hmm.
They could have started the whole thing off with like they did. I agree. Uh, the yellow the that was the start of the Yellow Lantern Corps, but y'all should have actually made it that way.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They just had
So y'all just had this one person who was just so fucking powerful to just come through and just start tearing up shit. But, man, it just felt like
Wasn't that
I felt
the
like
guy?
they
Well,
huh?
I'm sorry. Well, I was asking the guy who played the bad guy in this movie. Ain't that the same guy who played Obi-Wan?
Oh,
who? Nah, I don't. Nah, that wasn't him. That
You
wasn't him.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
now Hector Hammond was a character. He was a villain in Green Lantern, but he wasn't. a part of the Yellow Lantern Corps, which I didn't understand that. Why did they kind of make them two coexist in that movie? That's another thing. But
Mm,
that's a good. I
yeah.
don't.
I didn't particularly care for this movie. Um, I mean, you have Michael Clark Duncan as the pig. You had Ryan Reynolds.
Bro, every Michael Clark Duncan in a comic book movie was terrible. He could have played
Right.
a no. If y'all want, he should have been Luke Cage. Shit,
He should have been.
that's who y'all
He
should have had playing Luke Cage.
he
But y'all
should have
ain't.
been. Uh,
Uh,
um, this movie, there's really not too much to say about it. Um,
that is terrible.
it fell flat. It fell flat. I thought I didn't particularly think too much of this movie. I didn't. I don't watch it now. Uh, I don't. I don't watch it now. I don't. All the movies that all the streaming channels I got and all the movies I got in my save thing. This is not one of them. It's not. It's zero on my rewatch meter.
Wow.
0 out of 5. Unless you want to hear Michael Clark Duncan voice and see something good. Unless you want to sit a baby in front of the TV for like 90 minutes. This might entertain a baby, but no, it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't. It was goofy at times. It was like, why? Why at the end you show Celestial, so you tease him for another Green Lantern movie, but you don't. It's just,
You don't drop
yeah,
him at this point. What's the point if you're gonna drop
yeah,
him?
right, right. The CGI was okay. It wasn't overboard. It wasn't polished. It was just okay. It was just okay. I don't even know who his love interest was. I can't remember that. It was just okay. It's
I
not a
forgot
good
what her
movie.
name was. I can't think of it right now, but it was like original love interest from the comic
Yeah.
book and became one of the Star Sapphires.
If they do another Green
This
Lantern movie, I hope they do the Black Green Lantern. What's his name?
William Hand.
No, John something. John
Oh, you mean the
Stewart.
black? Oh, you mean the black version of
Yeah,
Green?
the Black
John
Green
Stewart.
Lantern.
John Stewart.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I ain't gonna lie. A little bias here,
Reese
but
was
I,
campaigning for that.
I would like to see that if they do another Green Lantern movie.
Tyrese was
Yeah.
campaigning for that. Me,
Well, if
it's
they,
a lot of things wrong with this movie.
I wouldn't want to see a Tyrese superhero movie, just like I don't want to see uh, Anthony Mackie play Captain America.
Yeah. Man,
I'm not,
I'm
I'm
not gonna
not
talk about
into
it.
it.
I'm not even gonna talk about it. That
I'm
just
not
right there
into it.
pisses me off.
I, I don't care. I don't care about a black person playing Captain America. I just don't see Anthony Mackie playing Captain America. I just don't see that. I mean, I just don't. I'm sorry, I just
Falcon
don't.
was Falcon was not Captain America. Winter Soldier took over the reins of Captain America.
Yeah, when the
And
soldier
so
did. Yup.
I'm one to stay on the fucking storyline.
Yes,
I was
sir.
told. Don't quote me on this. This is just what hearsay stuff. I was told that the writers were told not to follow the storyline.
I believe it.
So,
But they
it,
messing it up for
yes,
it's not even the fact, but when the kids go if y'all own Marvel, right? Y'all still making comic books. When kids go read these comics, because when y'all start bringing out these Marvel comics, the comic book industry started booming again. When these kids start reading these comic books and then they start going back looking at it, then they gonna look at these movies. Y'all fucking y'all whole movie industry up not staying on the storyline or at least being close to it.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
Lord of the
that is
Rings
true.
changing their storyline. Why?
Nah, I
To make
agree.
to make them more palatable, maybe I don't know. I don't
The
know the
storyline, bro.
original.
Man, I'm gonna
I
be
don't
honest
know
with
the
you.
original.
If they would
I
have stayed
remember
on the
the
story,
Hobbit. I'm sorry,
huh?
brother. Go ahead.
I know I'm gonna say like key example.
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you, if they would have stayed on the real Infinity War saga storyline,
Oh yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
real one, it would have been a way better movie than the one they put out. And I love the movie they put out. That's what's crazy.
It was
Yeah.
just like what you told me with Civil War. I
Yeah,
thought Civil War, you was like, watch. I told you I got it, you was like, watch, you're gonna like that better than the movie. And I
way
didn't
better
think
than
the
the movie.
movie was bad, but it was way better and it had more different dynamics in it.
It
And
had more substance, bro. The
that,
movies they make nowadays, they don't put too. They want to make so much action. They don't have enough substance. That's why the movies of the '90s and early 2000s was better than these movies they coming out with now because y'all just want to have actions and twists in the movie. That don't make a good movie. You gotta have substance.
yes, sir.
And then y'all trying to placate to the times that we're living in with all the racial tensions and the LGBT community and with America. Y'all created America Chavez. Like that's a brand new comic, and then y'all introduced her to the MCU. Like why?
Yeah, they
Mm.
did. Because
Y'all just
I remember I had to ask you about her. I said, who
yeah,
is that? He was like, yeah,
America.
she's new. And
Yeah,
I was like,
they made America Chavez comics like 3 years ago.
yes, sir.
Yeah. It's I don't like all the political agenda in movies. I mean, if I want to see a good movie, then I don't want to see like this and that and that and this. I just came for the movie. I didn't come to get politicized or your agenda. I don't care. I just want to see a movie, and it gotta be
Exactly.
good, and it gotta have a good storyline. The King Kong, the last King Kong Godzilla movie, it should have been a King Kong movie featuring Godzilla. It was more King Kong. They could have made the movie without Godzilla. They could have.
Man,
They could have done it. They hardly had Godzilla in the movie. And it's like, oh man, if you ever do bad sci-fi movies, that's gonna be my. I was so disappointed in that movie. Yeah, it made a lot of
Might be.
money,
It
but
might be.
It's coming out on HBO Max. There, I didn't mean to drop it because I ain't putting no money in your coffers. I won't do it again.
Nah, it's
It's
okay.
coming
I'm mad
out.
at anyway. I'm mad at them anyway with these ads that they adding now. And you gotta pay more to get rid of the ads. $10 more. Come on, man. Shoot. Let's go let's go into my next one, man. Batman 1966.
I,
Batman 19
I
They had a
Batman
disagree with
19
movie.
you before you even go.
huh?
I disagree with you before you even go.
Oh, I thought it was bad, man. It was real corny to me, man.
You looking at it for the times that we're in now and then the times that we were in then.
You know what's funny, man? One person that would agree with you if my mother was still alive, she would have agreed with you.
I'm gonna tell
I
you,
She would
Adam
I
have.
agree
West,
with him.
Adam West, that is Batman. Like you can't
Yeah,
if you originally before Michael Keaton and everybody else, when you thought of Batman, you thought about Adam West.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
because the character, look, just because to me the character, he did a good job by himself. That don't mean the overall movie was good.
You know who
But
the
it was
Penguin is?
Yeah, Burgess Meredith, who
The reason
played Mickey in Rocky.
Nick, yes, he
yeah,
did. He also played in My Three Sons too.
yep.
And he also, I forgot what his name was in, is another movie my mom liked that we used to watch.
Caesar,
No,
Caesar something
not
played the Joker.
Clash of the Titans. Caesar Roman is Roman.
Caesar Roman played the Joker. Not the Joker. Yeah, the Joker, and the guy who played the Riddler. I forget his name, but he was on Star Trek, an episode on the original Star Trek.
Yeah,
And I don't know who played Catwoman, but Eartha Kitt
and
played Catwoman after.
that's who my mom and my aunt Rose look like. They always said my mom looked like her kid.
Yeah,
So,
Batman is the GOAT.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not mad at what Burt Ward and Adam West did, but at the same time, I just thought the storyline in this was very weak. I'm coming at
Well,
it from a storyline standpoint. I
well, you
know,
gotta remember that was the time.
Yeah.
That
and it
was the time, and it was all.
It was based
It
off the
was
TV show.
yeah, it was based off the TV show. So you know that if you ever watched the TV show, it was just like that. You
Yeah.
know,
And I used to watch the
it
TV
was the
show.
time. They had one of the coolest Batmobiles.
yes,
Facts.
I thought I actually agree with you on that. That's one thing that I did like about the movie. They had the bat copter and the bat
Yes.
and all of that. But I thought like it was real corny, like how they dehydrated everybody and turned them into salt. I thought that was corny. Um it was just too much overacting for me,
Well,
and I
that's
just watched this. Yes,
uh
it's not like, and I really paid attention to this because Batman is my man. She said, "No, now I
she
didn't
didn't
like
like
the
she
Batmobile."
don't like the
Look, they say
Batmobile.
you don't like nothing that got to do with the bat, so
No,
I'm
you don't.
not gonna take your opinion, sis.
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
You a
Batmobile
hater.
was the
You a
coldest
hater.
one.
Yes, it was.
It was the first one. The goats are always better because they set a standard. You know, there will only be to me. It would only be one Black Panther. It would only be one uh, Lone Ranger. It would only be one Batman, and that's
Hell, it'll
Jerry
only be one
West.
Iron Man.
Yes, yes. It can only be one, but they shouldn't be afraid, like in T'Challa's case, they shouldn't be afraid to recast because
Yeah.
they recast James Bond, they recast Batman, they recast Superman, and
Even though
but
Sean Connery was the best
yes,
007, they recast him.
yes. Sean Connery said one time he'll never play James Bond again, and his next James Bond movie was Never Say Never Again. So the goats are always better. Um, I, I like watching the old Batman when they pretend to be walking up the wall, and then they have guest stars peeping out the window. They did that a lot. It was cool. It was cool.
I just can't agree with you on the Batman. Just because I used to watch the TV show, so I understand the point they were coming across from the TV show aspect, not the comic book aspect. And as a kid,
Hmm.
I used to love that TV show, even though it came out way before I was born. The TV show still used to come on all the
Yes, it did.
time.
Yes, it did. The
So
TV show did come on. Uh, to see the Batmobile, to see Catwoman. I always watch Catwoman. It was for the time. They even had crossovers. Remember, they even had crossovers into the Green Hornet. They had
yeah,
Bruce Lee. They met Bruce. They had Bruce Lee on. So they did. they did things, man, and the goats are always better. The goats are always better.
Yeah.
But I can see how you
To be
think
honest
the
with you,
lines are corny.
that
Uh,
Batman is the reason we're getting all the superhero movies and stuff now. Because
yes,
that Batman movie and series paved the way for all the superhero movies and stuff that we're getting right now.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
literally, that movie and TV show paved the way for all comic book movies and stuff right now because that lets Hollywood know that they can make money off of comics.
yeah. And they were the first for a
Yeah,
long time. And then the next one, correct me if I'm wrong, brothers. The next DC show was Wonder Woman with
it
Linda
was.
Evans,
It
and I
was
think
Wonder
that
Woman.
dropped.
I never really got to watch that one. See, me
Yeah,
Oh,
personally,
Linda Evans
just
was
because you were
fire.
the first to do
yeah.
something, that don't mean it was good. I'm not trying to
Well,
say the show wasn't good. I just didn't think the movie was good.
You know, I just said I get it because that's your opinion and just me. I don't agree with you, but I understand.
I understand too, brother, because you didn't see the TV shows. How you think it was? It's dated to you. It's dated, but to
Yeah,
us, it's nostalgia.
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
It
the memory
that's the
back.
it
perfect
brings back
word.
memories of watching Batman and having a bowl of Captain Crunch and reading the cereal box and looking at Batman. That's what when I see this, that's what it brings back to me.
Yeah,
Did you ever get the prize at the end of that box?
always.
Uh I used I see what they did back in the day when they put prizes in the box. They put the prizes in first. So what I did was I would dump all the cereal out in the big bowl and get the prize and put the cereal back.
And see, and they then they stop putting it in the cereal and putting it in the bag outside the cereal. So when you open the
Yeah,
bag, you
yeah, they
see.
did. Yeah, they did. Those were the days.
Yeah,
Why did Tay say Superman series? We're not talking about the Superman
Tay Tay.
series.
Come on, man. You know Tay Tay
Come
pushing
on.
the Superman narrative. Look at her.
Oh,
Tay
Look
Tay,
at her avatar. Look
Tay
at her
Tay.
avatar. That tells
why
you
she say
she got the Batman
okay?
versus Superman avatar.
But see, I don't know why. I don't know why. The Superman series with George Reeves. Okay, I know about that. That was early '60s. It was black and white. When they put it in color, it was still,
Horrible. Go ahead, be honest. Horrible.
yeah, it did not do Batman. You didn't
Didn't.
see a crossover with Superman and Batman. It didn't. It didn't. It wasn't as pop. Superman is not as popular as Batman. That's
Never
why
will
we
be.
have many, many Batman shows, and you
And
can count
and video games. We about to get
and
another
video games.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I can't tell you now one Superman video game.
one. The
I,
64 one was the only one I
Say,
remember.
look, hey, I'm gonna throw something at you, Tay Tay. This is the only leverage you got. The most expensive comic ever is Superman #1, and you know why it's the most expensive comic is
tell
because
her, brother.
it was rare. They didn't make that many because they didn't sell that many.
Mm,
Batman,
mm,
they made abundance of Batman. That's why you
mm.
don't have the only Batman comics that are is the rare ones or the crossover comics and things like that. That's why those Batman are worth a whole lot of money. But the Superman, they didn't sell abundance of them back then. So that #1 comic is worth like 2.6 right now, I do believe. And the next highest comic is Spider-Man #1 because it was so popular. And it was rare at that time. They didn't make a lot of them because Marvel was really still trying to break in the comic books with Spider-Man. Batman was still the #1 comic, period.
Yeah, yeah. Batman for sure. Batman for sure. It's just Batman. Batman sells.
Yeah.
Batman sells. Everybody wanted the Batmobile. Everybody wanted to be the Cape Crusader. Didn't nobody wanted to be Robin. Everybody wanted to be Batman.
Matter of fact,
Um,
I got a concussion jumping off the couch, hitting my head on the coffee table, tying a blanket up to my neck, saying I was Batman. Never said I was Superman. I
never,
said
You
never
heard
said
me.
I was Superman. I never
I'm
said I was
Batman.
Superman either. I
You
never
heard me.
did.
You
I'm
heard me.
Batman.
You
I,
heard me.
Batman.
It ain't no
I,
hate, Tay.
I
She
love you,
said,
Tay
Mac,
Tay.
you said you love me.
I do
That's what
love
they
you. Just
said.
hey, if I
And
didn't
it's
love you, I
gonna hurt
wouldn't tell
me
you the
more
truth.
than it hurt you to
Yeah,
tell you
Oh,
the truth.
me loving you is by me telling you the truth.
There we go. There
and
we go.
why do I gotta be quiet, Tay Tay? You know, maybe you should have calmed up and just admit that Batman is better than Superman.
He damn sure the most popular superhero, period. Spider
Matter
Man.
of fact,
Yeah.
in
Spider
my opinion, Superman didn't come relevant until they killed him. Because
Man.
everybody want that original issue when Doomsday killed Superman.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Superman is compared to Batman. Superman is not the one. Matter of fact, I think John Stewart Green Lantern is stronger than Superman.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Let's
Yep,
go to
I
your
think
next one. Let's go to your next one.
Yeah, I was
who
just
me?
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your number one?
It's not my number one, but it's my next one. Spawn.
Yeah, we got two more.
We got two more.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Spawn 1997.
We shouldn't, cause I did Ghost Rider, Fantastic Four, Blade, Trinity, Green Lantern, and that should be on number five, number one.
My next one is after this is the Return of Superman.
Y'all must have did six, cause I only got five on my list.
I got five,
Oh,
but that's okay, brother.
okay.
Wait, let me see. One, two,
I
three,
got
five. Oh, you know what? He might be right.
let me see.
'Cause you
'Cause,
did
I got the Hulk.
two, three,
I
four.
got
Yeah, this is
Batman
right.
and Robin
Yeah,
3.
he right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Spawn 1997. Just to give a backstory, it made 870 807 I'm sorry, $87 million. It made $87 million on a $47 budget. So it made money, but here's my critique on that. No story arc whatsoever. No, Tay Tay, I'm not hating. I'm just telling you, Superman is a troll. He is a person pretending to be somebody while Bruce Wayne is Batman. Now, um, it made let's see, no story arc, no character development. Where was the detectives, Sam and Twitch? Where was the people in the alley that
Facts.
Spawn inhabited? Where were the villains? Oh, okay. We know Wayne is the one of the main antagonizers of Spawn. We know that, but where are the other ones? We had the clown that was played by John Leguizamo. Uh, that's the brother that was in John Wick, and where they took the car to, and he was like, "Where'd you
Yeah,
get this car?"
yeah.
Yeah,
John
that's him.
Leguizamo originally a comedian.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. We're gonna talk about that one day, brother, because I seen that. I seen that stand up he did. That one man stand up. It was about an hour long. Where it said something about being a Latino, and he made a whole routine out of it. Yes, he was. You're right. The CGI. Most of the CGI in this movie was spent on Spawn's cloak. You could tell where they put the money at. They didn't put the money really into his costume. They didn't put the money into the story when he went to hell and everything and betrayed Melboja and killed all the other little spawns. Um, in the comics in Spawn 100, he did kill Melboja, but he had so much other stuff to go to get to that. Melboja in the Spawn universe is like Thanos is like one of the Celestials or something like that. By the way, Marvel used to own Spawn.
Yes, they
Uh,
did. No,
Spawn.
they used to own Ty McFarlane. Ty
Yeah,
McFarlane helped them
Tom
create it.
McFarlane used to work for Marvel,
He was
and
known for illustrating Spider-Man. Yes, sir.
they let him go because they didn't like the way he illustrated Spider-Man, and they should have. Again, another example of Marvel dropping the ball because he did this and the McFarlane toy line that he got. Um, the word is that Jamie Foxx is playing Spawn coming up. I really don't see that because Jamie Foxx is not tall enough. Spawn is tall, but we'll see. It's all about
How
camera
tall is
angles.
Spawn? How tall is Eric? Al Simmons. How tall is he?
I think Al Simmons is over 6 feet.
Yeah, I
I
think
will
he's
put him
slightly.
about maybe 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, I thought.
I just don't. There are sometimes I see people playing that role like, all right, that role fit him. I don't. It's all about camera angles, and you can make people look bigger. But I just don't see it. In this movie, you can see where they put the money. They put the money into his cloak. Um, the cloak is not Spawn. Spawn is Spawn, and they just didn't do the movie justice. They didn't give Spawn somebody to fight. When he fought, when he fought the clown, turned into what was it, Violator? It looked like stop motion. It looked like It looked like I'm watching Beetlejuice. How they did the stop motion with Tim Burton. That's what it looked like to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Spawn could have been so much better. They could have
You there, Derek?
I thought it was me.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I drop off?
yeah.
Yeah, I think when you was talking,
Oh, okay. What was the last thing you heard me say?
you didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. They had no other characters for Spawn to fight besides Jason Wynn. Once he fought Violator, it was just basically over. The movie was over after that. In the movie, Violator took him to town, and he took him to town in the comics too. Don't get me wrong. It took him to town in the comics, but he fought other characters. I couldn't watch this movie. I couldn't find it. I couldn't rewatch it. I'm sorry. I couldn't find it anywhere that I didn't have to pay for it. That I wasn't gonna pay for it because I don't like the movie. And but so I watched the cartoon and I saw things in the cartoon that was not in the movie. They did not concentrate on the alley that Spawn inhabited uh, in the movie. They dropped the ball on this. I don't know who put this movie out. I don't know if it was Marvel. I don't. I don't know if it was Sony or
It was HBO.
was it HBO? HBO put the movie out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't like it. with Michael Jai White. I thought they should have concentrated on more of his martial arts thing because in the movie, in the comics, Spawn is all about that, man. You know, he had powers, yes. They didn't get into his powers that Spawn has. They didn't do anything in the comics that was related to Spawn besides him having uh the outfit and the cloak and him fighting Jason Wynn and all that. They followed the whole movie was an origin story where they didn't really get into anybody else. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Mac, you got anything?
No, I don't. I don't. I understand. Actually, I thought about it making my list. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. I felt like it was way worse movies. Um, Only reason I didn't like it is because, just like you said, it kind of went away from the comic. So it's
It sure did. Me personally, I didn't like it. I agree with what Derek Gaines said. They didn't put Twitch in it, and Twitch to me was an important character. Um,
Yes.
they didn't put the whole alleyway situation in there. They could have even threw another villain in there like Overkill.
Yes.
They could have. They would have been easy to put him in there, but spawn
They
him
would have.
his
Yes.
get his bearings, learn how to fight. You know,
Yes.
so
Having overkill, having just somebody. Overkill would have been perfect. It was not a good movie to me. You could tell where they put the money at. They put the money into showing off his cloak. Yeah, I understand the Spawn. He got a long cloak and everything, but Spawn was so much more than his flowing wet red cloak. And I give it one on my rewatch meter just because the cloak looked cool when he came down into the party room. The cloak just floating him down, and other than that, it was. I felt like this was Ghost Rider. You know,
mm,
some of the parts didn't fit the character. Like,
yeah.
Michael Jai White, you martial arts, man, and what you only thing you kicked was the dumpster, and I didn't like it, but I give it a one. I give it a one.
I think I agree with you with that. I give it a 1.5. This is one of the movies you clean the house.
I
Yes.
haven't seen this movie since the '90s. So I agree with you. It's a one.
All right, Mac. Let's go to you, man. Let's go to that was his last. Let's go to
You know what
Was
movie?
that my last?
yeah. It was five. It was. I thought.
Oh,
You know what's crazy? I thought it was. I thought we had two more, but this actually would have been six.
well, I got one more, and then that was my personal shot at Tay Tay, but we, we'll we'll stick with the Spawn being my last one. I'll put that in the chamber for later. I'll save that. We could do a part
Um,
two one day.
yeah. We could do a part two.
Definitely do a part two.
Mac.
Well, mine is this is why it's number one. It's recency bias. I don't care. I don't care. I'm a big Thor fan. I'm a Thor the movie fan. But when y'all
Mhm.
came out with this Love and Thunder shit, my God, this movie pissed me off. Oh man, this movie pissed me off so bad. I love Thor. Yeah, but how the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta bang the gavel on y'all for this because of the storyline y'all try to use. How
Man,
y'all use Thor, Gore the God Butcher, and then what y'all did with it. and how, man, listen, go ahead, go
bro.
ahead.
Even with the mighty, y'all brought in the mighty Thor Jane, and in this, she wasn't in God of God, but she wasn't in this
She
story
wasn't in it at all.
at all. Neither was a Valkyrie.
I read that comic like 3 times.
Well, I done read it so many times. It was old Thor, young Thor, and
Yes,
the mighty Thor. I mean, not mighty Thor, but the regular Thor. It
the
was
regular
Thor,
Thor. Yeah.
Thor with the Odin Force, and it took all three of them to be God of God Butcher. Like I just I didn't I didn't understand it. And then the little girl, Gore's daughter, like I, I don't know. I don't know where the storyline went. What was the point of the storyline? Why was Hercules and his dad and his and Hercules is not, y'all for to make Zeus and Hercules villains, and they're not even villains in the comic.
No, they not.
But y'all set up a storyline to make them villains now. Like y'all fuck the whole Thor storyline up with just this one movie. Like it makes no. Y'all might bring Hela back because y'all didn't kill her in Ragnarok, but y'all set that up. But in this one, y'all actually set up the next movie to be against Zeus and Hercules. Why? What was the point? Like it meant another big issue. Go to God,
What,
but
what was that issue when he fought Hercules in them? I forgot. I forgot which one that was.
I forgot. But that wasn't that
You talking about in the comics?
yeah in the comic.
Yeah, yeah, that was
They
the
just wanted to see who was the strongest.
Yeah, I forgot what.
Because the Incredible Hulk used to be an Avenger, but he went off. Incredible. If you look at the list of Avengers they have on standby, it's just about everybody in the Marvel universe. But back then, they just wanted to, because I remember that issue. They just wanted to see who was the strongest. Because Thor
Tay
wasn't
Tay, you
winning.
gonna miss my number one pick. I'm sorry. Tay Tay, you gonna miss my number one pick, but I watch the replay.
And then
All
y'all,
right. Good
I
night,
I, I
Miss
have
Tay.
role playing Zeus.
I agree with everything you say about this movie. Why did the Rock Man marry another Rock Man? Why was that in the movie? Just like Eric Jordan said, they had a lot of woke agenda in this movie, man. I
The
I
only
don't
good.
understand it. This movie was horrible. Even Hemsworth said he didn't like it. Um, I don't understand why did they have Zeus. I don't understand the screaming goats. I don't understand none of this,
The
man.
Screaming Ghost,
Most
the Screaming Ghost is actually a part of the comic.
is it?
Yes, but the
Well,
Screaming Ghost was actually it was used to open a. I think it was to open a portal or open a door. It was something, and it was the chariots from Asgard. They was put.
mm,
They in the chariot.
yes, yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So I understand why they have them in the movie, but it was just bad placement.
yeah, I didn't like it.
I will
I
say
didn't like it.
the only good thing about Love and Thunder, and I literally mean the only good thing about Love and Thunder, is that Christian Bale played a hell of a go to God butcher because nobody even knew that was Christian Bale.
He does get into the roles he played.
Exactly,
Um,
he played the
he-
hell out of that role.
Great
yeah,
man,
here,
great man.
yes, he is. Yes, he is. But the piggyback on what you said, man, Gore, the God killer, Punisher, um, with his sword. His sword was
The
uh,
Necrosword.
The
the
next, I was just
Necrosword,
about to say that, Mac.
and, and it had the symbionts. The
Yes, sir.
symbionts.
Yes, sir.
It had the creator of the symbionts embedded in the sword. I mean, Marvel again. Marvel dropped the ball,
Yeah, because
and,
they could have built off of that.
and they could have built they could have broke the sword or whatever, and then the way they did Gore, I was like, why even put him in this? Why make him weak at the end? Why he's I don't. And then for him to, I thought they was gonna do who was that? Infinity. I thought they was gonna do make him move. They set him there like he was the Buddha of the universe, and it was just like, why do we got to see two guys having a kid? Why do we got to see um 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 whatever her name was, Jane become Thor? I don't understand it. They could have they could have did another movie. They should have shelved this movie because Thor Love and Thunder I will never watch again. And the only reason I went to go see it was because of Thor Ragnarok.
That's the only reason I went to go see it too.
That's the only reason. I didn't go
Ragnarok.
see it. Right, brother. I didn't go see it because of Endgame. I went to go see it because Thor Ragnarok. Just like I went to go see the last Guardian of the Galaxy movie because the second Guardian of the Galaxy movie was so much better than the last one. The last one could have been a Disney series, and I still wouldn't watch it again. The last Marvel movies, they except for Endgame, they all suck.
Haven't
Black Panther 2,
I
Thor
haven't
Love and Thunder, and what's the other one?
I haven't even
Thor-
watched Ant Man, dog. Like I literally have stopped watching them because I know they was gonna be bad. I haven't watched the Marvels. I haven't watched Ant Man. Love and Thunder fucked it up for the rest of them.
Ant-Man is horrible. I'm surprised Ant-Man didn't make my list. I didn't even think about Ant-Man.
I'm gonna keep it real. The last Ant Man with the quantum,
The
whatever it was,
quantum made it,
that
made the
one
quantum.
wasn't that bad. That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Y-
but
Y'all should watch.
like I literally have stopped watching a
The
lot of.
way
Well, you know
I
what? Shang Chi. That was actually good.
that
Yeah,
was
That
that
good.
was
You're
good.
right.
That was
You're right. That was the only one that wasn't bad out of all the Marvel movies that came out of Endgame. You
yeah.
know, what was the one? The Marvels,
Didn't
horrible.
watch it.
yeah. The Marvels was horrible. I couldn't even pay attention.
Marvels
I
was
didn't watch
horrible.
it.
I was in my phone. That's how I know a movie is bad. If I'm in my phone too much,
hmm
yeah, the movie is
I,
good.
I was sitting there with my daughter, like, can we go? I mean, I don't want to watch
And my
this.
sister wanted to go see that, and then when I ended up actually watching it on Disney Plus, I was like,
Uh-huh.
no.
Yeah, only reason I watched this because of Thor Ragnarok, and I think Marvel know that they know that people will go see them based on the previous movie. So after Endgame, it was just all downhill except for Chun Chi. It's just all down here. Ant Man Quantum Mania, that's bad. Um, Mike, not Michael B. Jordan. What's the other guy name? Jonathan Majors. He did a good job, but the way they did Modoc, I was like, why? Why? You could tell where they spend the money in the special effects. The way they did Modoc was horrible. I actually thought in my head, yes, we're going to get the Micronauts. Yes, they're going to be in the quantum realm where Fantastic Four met Blastar and Annihilus, and they're gonna, yeah, they're gonna, no, They dropped the ball with that, man. And they get movies like Thor: Love and Thunder, The Last Ant-Man, The Last Guardian. Like I said, every movie except for Shang-Chi after Endgame was horrible.
Um,
I actually,
I,
like I thought, that Quantum Menace,
Spider-Man: Far From Home wasn't bad. I
yeah,
Yeah,
Spider
yeah. But see, I don't count Spider-Man as a Marvel. That's a Sony, but it's backed by Marvel,
but this one is a part of the MCU though,
right?
so I gotta count it. And but I didn't like No Way Home. I like Far From Home, but didn't like No Way Home.
Hmm.
I like Doctor Strange, but I was pissed off because the Doctor Strange that came out was the House of M's. That's an X-Men fucking movie. Y'all should have kept that fucking storyline as an X-Men movie. That would have been the best movie y'all ever fucking made, and that could have actually rivaled Avengers.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
I
I agree with that.
I
Because
haven't
that
read
would have been that.
House of M, but I
No,
heard
House
it's
of M
good.
is a good read.
House of M's is probably one of the best comics like storylines. Go read it.
Really?
You have to. I swear
Yes,
to God.
it's good. It
I
is.
I
swear to,
put the Age of Apocalypse storyline up
no,
there.
it's not. It's not. I fuck with Agent Pie. It's not beating the House of M's. Dog. Scarlet Witch.
I agree with Mac
It's
on
gonna show you how strong the Scarlet Witch is, dog.
I
And
gotta.
this is
I'm
a
gonna go to the. I'm gonna go to the comic book store and see if they got the trade paperback of the House of M because I need to get that. I need to get it. I just got my Legion Quest comics I just ordered because when I watched X-Men 97, I said, okay, they got two storylines they're working here. They got the Age of Apocalypse and
Yep.
they got Onslaught. They got the Onslaught series they could do. So who knows what they're gonna do in season two of X-Men 97. But
They also had the Dark Phoenix in it.
in what?
And if you think about I'm thinking about the actual series, the
Yes,
Dark,
yes, yes.
because you remember
Yes.
she in the movie. This is why they
Uh-huh.
fucked the movie up in X-Men. This is why I don't like X-Men movies. I'm sorry. In the Phoenix, she got rid of Professor X,
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
but
yes.
in the comic book, she just sent him to another realm, and he had to find his way back.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I didn't read the Dark Phoenix saga. I really didn't.
I had them as a kid. They came out in the '90s.
Oh, he cut out. He cut out.
Who I cut out, or he did.
No, he did. He
Oh,
dropped off.
damn.
Derek Gaines, if you there, man, come back. Come back, man. I want your opinion on my last pick, and then we're gonna wrap the show up.
Yeah, because I got to get up out of here. I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I know, I know. I'm gonna go to my last one. I ain't gonna hold you up.
All right.
Superman 3.
Didn't I say it? The Fortress of Solitude is the worst. Oh my God. I'm glad you picked it because I almost did. I almost made my list.
Nasty work. Disgusting work.
The Fortress of Solitude was, oh my God.
This this was a bad. This was a terrible Superman movie.
Tay
Um,
Tay, don't be mad, but
yeah,
I agree with it.
this is my number one right here. It was so hard for me to watch, and when I tell you I was in my phone, I was in my phone. He said I dropped off for some reason, but I'm here. All right, Derek Gaines. Me, I just thought it was a lot of mixed opportunities. I didn't know Superman was a drunkard. Tay Tay, tell me this. He's sitting here plucking peanuts at the. He was at the bar sitting here plucking peanuts at the Bacardi bottle. The Bacardi bottle ain't do nothing to Superman,
Yeah.
and he's sitting here doing that, and then he split himself in half, pause, and for himself. He fought Clark, and I seen how they had like the darker cape and everything going on with Superman. They also had Richard Pryor in this one.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had Richard Pryor in this one. I didn't think Richard Pryor fit in to this. I wasn't mad at it, but I think the way they did the story, he didn't fit in. More,
They always throw random comedians in these movies. Why did Childish Gambino be in a Spider-Man movie?
you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
They just do it. They use their popularity.
And I don't know if that's supposed to be
Why was
selling
Mike Epps in
point.
Resident Evil?
Another good point.
You know,
But I just thought this movie, it didn't. It was one of them stories that didn't go nowhere. It was a story, but it didn't go nowhere.
yeah.
And I don't know, it was bad. I had to pick out of this or four. I actually paid more attention to part four, even though I looked it up. I said which one was worse, three or four. Actually, four did worse as far as sales. I can't believe because I paid attention more to I did three. So that's kind of based it off.
Three was terrible.
So out of my ratings, yeah, part four was horrible. I agree with you, Derek Gaines, but I don't know. I just thought three was worse. Couldn't watch three. They didn't even have Lois in it at all. Superman was supposed to be with Lois but cheating, and Superman's supposed to be a good person. And you always talk about how Batman always going out and he got groupies with him. At the end of the day, Batman don't sleep with none of them groupies. They just there for the look. Superman was ready to have relations with Lana. Now I get this one a negative zero. I don't think I will even rewatch this. Period.
You're not.
And I don't think I'm exaggerating about
No.
it. He said, I agree, they made Superman a simp. I didn't even remember this one until I went back and watched it because of the show. This or four. I probably only remember one and two. Derek Gaines said he wanted to smash. Yeah, he did. And she was making some potato salad, and all the potato salad didn't get ate up. Yeah, it was bad. This was nasty work, right? Mac, you got anything on this before we wrap this up?
No, champ. You said enough. Hey, like he said on life, he had enough gold mouth. Take him on inside.
um, man, Mac, man, this was a good one, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Let the people know where they could find you at and all that good stuff.
Man, Google me. I'm still the same. It ain't changed.
You heard him. Shoot, when we gonna be doing another one? You gonna be
So
coming on another Comic Cons? You are the co-host.
I will be coming on another Comic Con, champ.
I'm gonna do it again around this time period. So I'll let you know throughout the week. I'll send you a text what the plans is, and just let me know if you're available.
All right, bet.
Um, you want to get a people your last?
Man, shit, y'all ain't got to get ready. You stay ready, man. Y'all keep tuning into the Comic Cons. We're gonna keep bringing y'all some fire ass content, man.
Yes, sir. And I thank y'all, and I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate Stay Ready. I appreciate my brother Derek Gaines, the legend, that came through and gave us his picks also. And I'm gonna figure out what we gonna be doing on the next one. I gotta figure out because there's so many topics and so many avenues we could explore. So I'll be letting y'all know, and y'all look out for me, man. Salute to the LDBC. Salute to the full Berserker clan. Salute to Stay Ready and Derek Gaines and everybody in the chat. It's your boy Act Reacher. I never see you wrong, and I'm out. Peace.